battle bus, and it is going to be ready for game
Let's
number 1.
go! Bro, I'm game 1, chat. Who got winning? Who we got winning? Who we got winning? Let's go! Game 1.
This is what we have all been waiting for. 1 day and 6 matches to determine who our 2025 FNCS Pro-Am Champ team is going to be.
TG!
And initially off the jump, Peterbot, Aussie, they've got control of Slurpee, but they've got company.
If that would have just been a Mammoth pistol right out of the gates for Peterbot, I would be worried for Boost.
Oh, he's got 2 SMGs, chat. Oh, the uncon.
The Mammoth, he's going to go ahead and deliver that one first class on over to Peterbot as soon as he gets the chance. But they're just going to shield up, get a lot of these chests. In reload, it's about 100% chest spawn, so you got a lot of opportunity to get the loot that you need.
But keep an eye on where
uncon, bro, the uncon. Oh, Click's getting shot.
A little bit of pressure coming out from Veno and Reddish. And typically, you could expect that some of these POIs, you can just split them even 50-50 for the most part, but
goddamn.
I don't think that
Got an AC.
clean split is the intention here.
No, I don't think
Look at the camera.
for the most part, but because of those 100%, there's a lot of floor loot and stuff that they can split it rather safely, or you can choose to fight it later once you do get that full loadout. But I did see in the feed, typical gamer taking down Courage. Now Cypher PK is going down. So a lot of these players already just going right at it to try to get those early elimination points so they don't have to worry about a deficit later on.
And it's always rough to be one of the first
Alex
players
Canico.
eliminated because then you're just an open season target for the rest of the lobby. Alex, if he'd had that reload online, we might have even expected to see him fire a shot out of that Mammoth one more time, but Slurpee Swamp getting a little bit encroached upon, and this is
yeah. Booga TG, yeah. Lucky's in a fight with Seti.
Everybody kind of switching things
Goddamn.
up. It does look like Seti is just away from where we thought he was going to drop initially and put himself in a 1v2 situation to get
Savage getting hit hard though.
Just gets Mammoth, and I believe it was Peterbot from on
Oh
top,
shit, Peterbot!
Down goes Savage as Peterbot is instantly getting busy here in game 1.
Peterbot sees action. Peterbot wants his own part of it.
Goddamn, Peterbot's cooking.
Everybody else is left scrambling. Lachlan trying to escape. He knows Pete is on the hunt.
Oh.
Peterbot, watch your back. There's more company, more targets in sight.
It's like the Peterbot hit.
Aussie fighting, Aussie gets a kill on Seti, bro.
He's trying to get at least a single elimination on everybody in the game. Here in Savage getting rebooted, and these are the big warnings that we were talking about. It's just like a flare in the sky. They know exactly where you're at, and Peterbot is just on the hunt for Mr. Savage yet again, who luckily finds at least a shockwave to create just a little bit more distance.
But how far can you run when Peterbot is chasing you down like this? He still has a couple of shots. One more left inside of this Mammoth, and then it'll be up close and personal. Thundershot pulled at the ready. Savage clip, but he doesn't have enough HP. That's gonna be a knock. Another elimination.
The emo.
Who needs a warm-up when you've got game 1 to get things done?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows, but Savage kind of
these are gonna win.
You saw Peterbot only had one more Mammoth pistol shot left, so he's not going to be able to do that much damage from far away anymore.
Was this?
His loot llama in the fact of
Okay, that's splitting. Cold and Courage.
Thomas HD, Somerset, just moving north from their original drop spot, and you can see they have a pretty decent loadout. But when we're looking for Thomas HD, no sniper, no Mammoth pistol, he doesn't have the firepower that we expect him to have yet.
A little bit of, you take this, I'll take that from Somerset and Thomas. But Aussie, Peterbot, they're not done. Pete is
Mongrel getting shots.
Everybody, and Mongrel, this is the conversation Peterbot annoyed even that these two would have the audacity to challenge them.
Peterbot versus Mongrel. Ali getting, oh my days, Ali is getting in.
Nearly bringing Pete down. Pete actually going to be forced to pull back, but Aussie, he's got
Yo, back up, bro, back up.
His responsibility, and he's going to make sure that Pete is safe and sound.
And the
yeah. Loot llama.
Right there
What the fuck?
Being able to go in, sneak in. He edited the backside cover for Peterbot to safely escape and gave the shields and heals exactly what he needs in a situation like that, because it was definitely a tough spot to be in for a quick moment. But relatively early, third zone, only one tick of damage.
Naldo and Kanada.
Stagger yourself back if you need be.
But you see Aussie play back up.
Nikoff and Poda side. Oh, okay. I see. They're running.
For those two. making their way out of Slurpy Swamp, but Nika, Podesai, can't even classify them as a dark horse because these are two very high-tier competitors, but with the way that they're kind of trying to position right now, Jacob, it looks like they don't want to get caught up in too much of that early commotion. They'd rather prioritize the positioning.
Yeah, I talked to them in the player room before it started. They're just going to play their game. They're not concerned with everybody's drop spots. They're not concerned with everybody's strategies. They're not even concerned with anybody sleeping on them. They say, hey, that's a blessing because they're not going to see what's coming. And
Faction Rezon on
prioritizing
he's like gone and flakes.
That's why they're going towards the north, but towards the eastern side of the zone is going to be gone and flakes. They've had a rough time. That surprise triple contestation could delay your timing so much.
And even with Vaxity and Reason kind of calling out the fact, hey, we're just looking to take the dock side entirely out of Salty Docks, but Cooper made a great point.
Is there no map, bro, in the corner?
Those two are eventually going to have to rotate in, and guess where they're going to have to go through? Both
EG,
of these
Bugha.
duos opposite ends, so the fight was inevitable from Salty, and it's kind of left everybody a little bit more scattered.
Take a look at this, though. Typical gamer, one of the most viewed Fortnite creators in the world right now.
Actually, fair play.
And he's carrying the World Cup champion Bugha 2 eliminations to 0.
God damn, okay, I see you.
Legendary Slurp Juice. He has a very
Got some
good
shots on
loadout.
Nada. Yeah,
Right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
The only real concern for them is how they're going to make their way in towards zone. They did let one or two
Surge
teams
tag,
already
surge tag,
pass them on
surge
that
tag, fuck,
rotation,
surge
and there's a
tags.
third towards the north.
Hey, you can't sleep on TG though. You have to remember, this is someone who's been playing alongside Quinn even out of the West region on NA, and they've been able to have some pretty strong performances.
Who's that?
definitely a
Zamian
strong
Cooper.
competitor.
Ooh, okay,
I'm excited to
okay.
see how
On the
they
height, on the
continue
height.
to cook in this lobby, but Kanata, Ronaldo, they already got a little bit clipped, a little bit tagged up. Both
Yeah.
Typical Gamer and Bugha, so they are very
Ronaldo's
much aware
locked, bro.
they might
Look
be
at
getting
him.
pressed here soon.
Mammoth pistol is going to be in Kanata's hands. They will
Yeah, on Bugha.
clean up loadout. The
Ronaldo's locked, you know.
Can land a good amount of damage with that Mammoth pistol.
I'm at
Whether
a
either one of the shotguns or
Fuck.
the SMG,
I'm at a
you can be able to clean that one up
payphone
easy.
trying
Just on
to
the side of the
go.
mountain, a lot of teams already pressing forward in that rotation. They're just kind of biding their time. They're a team with 2 FNC as champions, by
Where's
the way,
zone
on
pulling?
it, that know that patience is
All right.
their virtue, and just being able to just slowly let other players make the mistakes that you can capitalize on.
And hey, Alex kind of carrying over that performance from yesterday's practice lobbies. Already 3 eliminations. He's definitely keeping in mind just how impactful.
Play zone, man. That's like a way to do it.
Points will actually
Let's play zone.
amount to. And he's got gone and flakes in his sight. Poor Nate Hill doesn't even get a chance to respond. Threw up an attempt to defend himself, but Alex just way
God.
too quick on the trigger.
Yo, Aussie fired again. Aussie and Peterbot. Who they on? Who they on? Queasy and Nick.
With the likes of
Ooh.
Peterbot in terms of getting simple eliminations, as we're seeing the zone, it is going to close
No.
up just a little bit, but it's a 50-50 with the whole south side being in the zone, and that's why you see Peterbot and Aussie just trying to rotate to the north.
Aussie tagged, Aussie
Not a
tagged.
ton of damage by any
Up a
means.
chug chug, but
However,
actually,
they're
fine.
trying to
Well, actually, to be
save and
fair.
utilize their heals for as long as possible.
Your boss up next to
Problem is
Peter, bro.
that
That's
jug that Aussie's holding on to isn't
Yeah.
for him. That is got Peterbot's name on it. And the longer that Aussie can hold on to that,
Yo, P, can I use this? Yo, P, can I use this? Imagine, bro.
Probably the better off they're going to feel with these rotates. And the direction that they're headed, though, Somerset, Thomas HD,
They're looking good,
they
though.
might have an opportunity here to try and cut off some teams, play a little bit of spoiler to this edge of
Yeah,
zone.
Yeah, loadout's
Hey,
looking pretty
that-
good. They got
yeah.
that chug cannon, so that's basically infinite heals. You just need the timing to let them charge up.
This Kleck's
As
gone,
Cold and
bro.
Courage find themselves all the way toward the north. Steamy stacks.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
There's about 6 teams on this side of the map. They find themselves in the zone, though. That's a luxury they know they can count
Okay,
on for
Ghost
now.
Ghost
This is
stays
still a nice
alive.
readjustment in
In
comparison
the
to
last week, Courage has played more tournaments than he did from 2022 until that point, bro.
Courage, Cold. They'd rather bide their time. They don't actually have to throw away their positioning anytime soon, but if Regs and Nahill get a little bit too close in their space,
Yeah,
expect
yeah.
some sparks to fly.
Flex playing zone, yeah,
And I
probably.
feel like it's this point of the game, the nerves start to just get a little bit more up there because those reboots are about to turn off in Zone 7. So most of the teams have already rotated. You can see it in the minimap in close proximity of one another. So
Oh, the
even though
minimap's
you go
back.
down here, now it's the 6 zone. You
Mid-zone
will
pull,
reboot,
bro.
but
Such a
where are you
bzz.
gonna go? Where are
Yeah.
you gonna find the loot? So that's why you're seeing a lot of these teams take
Lacey and Clicks is kind of good there, but I don't want to jinx it, chat. I don't want to jinx
You
it.
gotta keep in mind, Cooper, Zambia,
But they're in
they were
zone as well.
grinding
All Clicks and Lacey are actually a
They've gotta be
decent
feeling
spot.
Very warmed up, doing
Or
nonstop
TG's low,
TGs
though.
against Kanata
Hold on.
and Stable Ronaldo. And the way
Moxie
they
and
get
Cypher
Shockwave
PK,
towards
good
that
rotate,
center
good rotate.
zone, they're bound to get caught up in a little bit of action, but Reddish, Veno, first off, they want
No, they're dead? Oh.
No.
They've got an exchange up against Kanata. They took out Ronaldo, but Reddish and Veno, they don't want to let up any pressure. They're just going to continuously spray into where that action's taking place.
I just
Pixelated,
feel so
like, in a good
bad for
space.
Ronaldo right now. I don't even know where he's going to end up landing, but if he can find his way back to Kanata, that will be good. And they are kind of deep in the back of the zone.
Is he alive? Oh shit! Not a roll.
It's going to be relatively good. I don't even know.
He's
how
alive.
just
Fair
done
play,
it,
fair
but
play.
He did it.
That's what you look at a former FNCS champ for, okay? Ronaldo's got his method. He's got some tricks up his sleeve.
How'd he die? Oh, he killed TG.
Vengeance.
Oh, and then then he got jumped.
Interrupting. That's just so rude.
It's a tough spot to
Yo,
be in.
Clicks and Lacer
Fully stand up.
chilling.
He was kind of crouched down at the top of the mountain. Cooper, Zemi, honestly, leading.
Yeah, they're looking good. They're looking good.
This has to be one of the
Not bad
most
zone.
predicted teams in top 5. One of the most predicted teams to actually win the FNCS Pro-Am. But hold on.
Cypher PK's dead.
Kurt said they
Ooh.
were going to take out Cypher PK. I'm not sure if he said he was going to do it himself.
Yo, what? Yo, Courage is yapping.
Look, who else was getting their duo bananas? Who else was getting their duo water? Courage, that's who. And
Yeah.
showing off here. Cold, feeling primed and ready to go. Cypher being the first victim, and possibly many more to come.
And Cypher also in a tough
Do
spot.
we see when reboots end?
With Moxie being a little bit of a solo here for a few seconds, if she can buy the time, they will. And you hear that sound, reboots are going to be disabled from here on out. If you go down, you are forced to watch the rest of the game play out.
Every player for themselves, and absolutely nobody is safe. Shockwave or crash pad, whatever direction you want to head, but you've got to keep your head on a swivel, otherwise you might lose it. As Veno so nicely showcased, but Veno and Reddish, they've still got their work cut out for them. They know there's a lot of
They seen Clicks with 0 points, but they're in a good position. Yeah. 6 shockwaves. Oh, they're in a good spot, you know. They got good things.
Ooh, Ollie, yeah, I did see him kind of get targeted by a few players, dropped to a
Yeah.
low HP. Peterbot's the one that's actually cleaning up the elimination. Points go to Booga. Loot goes to Peterbot.
Ozzy get a kill?
That's where you're seeing a whole lot of importance.
Oh, Ozzy!
We literally saw her go down. Now we're seeing what happens when
Ozzy!
you get
Goddamn!
rebounded a little too late, and now she is out of there.
But look at Nick and Queasy. They're already trying to commandeer high. Peterbot and Aussie, they're just going to clear out their own dead side rotate.
Yeah. 4 points, 12 points. Peterbot's first, let's go.
Box-to-box fighting, and if they're
No
not
placements
careful,
yet, no
though,
placements, probably at top 19.
Might actually
Ooh.
take notice of what's going on. Mongrel,
One team's dead.
barely lucky to still be alive right now. That's a rare miss from Peterbot.
And he's feeling the pressure here because this is a duo competition. But for the rest of this game, Mongrel's going to have to play it out as a solo. And I
Who's
think
Mongrel's
Peterbot
teammate?
needs to beat this. He's getting the green light, but shots come in. They spray the cover.
Who's Mongo's teammate, chat?
Rethink that strategy there for that quick moment.
Allier, oh. Yo, Nick and Queasy on height, bro.
You know him. You love him. It's Queasy. It's
Yeah.
Nick at 30. And hopefully this time around, they can hold on to their high ground.
The zone pulling over this hillside has just completely set Queasy and
Toyota,
Nick
second
in
height,
position,
though.
but you always have to be careful because high ground can be challenged at any given moment, and Queasy is fully aware that back
Ozzy looking in a good spot.
Glimpse of Shota and Koyota on that secondary high.
Somerset, yeah, she's looking good. Oh, put her sides low, though. Frenchies, what's happening?
Nikov waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Yeah, he has to let that legendary slurp juice get his HP and shield back up. Because if he were to go now, one Mammoth Pistol will definitely do him in. But now the crash pad's going out. They're just simply trying
No
to make their
kills,
way
but
to
like
the
they're in a
front
good
side of the dome.
spot. Good mats, everything.
Same
Cole
thing.
getting another kill, God.
Another elimination. That's one each for Courage and Cold. He promised
The Maven?
one banana means one elimination, and he kept that promise right here.
Oh, that potassium
On
helping
Dea.
counteract those back cramps. Courage, he's coming alive. Somebody throw out the time machine. for this
Queasy,
man.
bro.
But Nick, Queasy,
Lucky
still
low
up
HP on
the high ground, still trying
Reddish,
to
Vino, or
defend
Fax?
these lower
Oof.
layers. And Reddish, Veno caught up in a little bit more of the mix-up than what they were hoping for. But it's Faxity who's on the back heel. Faxity gonna be forced to just
Shockwave.
away.
Courage is dead?
Courage, but it
Oh!
doesn't matter because Koyota is down for the count.
It's a
Oh,
different
Ozzy
level of
solo.
flexibility when you're playing as a solo. No, you now have to be careful anymore.
Oh,
And
nah,
Ozzy
people with the
just
clutch, though. People with the clutch.
Just taking names and checking them off that list one at a time, but there's no sight.
Peterbot's gonna clutch it, trust.
And he found Peter Bot's chug jug.
That's all that Cole needed. He just wanted all of the material, all of the opportunities that
Oh my God.
provide off that body.
Cold's in zone though. Oh no, Cold's fine. Peterbody's good. Clicks is a good place as well. They're getting sprayed, but ooh.
Lacey might be hoping to try and counteract this, but from the secondary high position, they still got to deal with these teams on low. Queasy and Nick, they're not letting up.
Yeah. Drop. Put aside, bro. Come on. Cook something. Nice. Shit, good rotate, chat. Reg is dead. Baxi getting a kill. God.
Gonna run into one of their pre-edits.
There are 15 teams still alive. Placement
Nice.
have not touched this lobby just yet. It's
Cold,
all eliminations all the way. As Cold is looking for another one. Savage, weak as can be.
Savage is low as hell.
There as well. Shockwave from Kanata causing a little bit of destruction and confusion. As Cold is simply on the
Savage is dead.
opportunity there, but he misses out. But
Oh.
Zemi's gonna steal that one away. As Peterbot is struggling.
Missing the edits. Ooh.
Anyway.
And Queasy, the lone man on high.
On Poda side. Poda side, he's killing Jacob. Nick's dead. Queasy's solo on height.
In the bottom field, they are making sure that nobody can challenge their current position. Clicks creating so much.
Clicks is in a good spot right now.
That bot reviewing from last night, buddy. It's kicking in now. Queasy gonna be dropped down into the heart of the action, and now Clicks, Lazy, they might actually do this.
Queasy's still on height though. No builds. Ooh. Nikov on height. Poda side's low as shit though. Queasy up again. Ooh, big shot, big shot.
Right back down. Nikov, Podaside, 4 eliminations. They're in control.
And they
Kicks is good on low ground though. 4 kills. Zemi, that's Zemi.
Lacy, they're just too tangled up. It's only going to be Clicks that manages to finagle his way out of here, but he's going to shockwave up. He sees Podaside.
Kicks Podaside is over. Podaside's dead. Kicks is dead though.
Only
Ooh.
Nikov, the other half of the Gentlemates to keep this one alive.
There's one duo left in this game, and it's Cooper and Zemi.
No
Everybody
way.
else is
Cooper
solo.
Zemi, bro.
He's trying to go for the heal off. The Chug Jug backside of the zone. He barely gets it off in time, but Cooper and Zemi, they have the Chug Cannon. Infinite heals as long as they have the time. Queasy drops down from above, but it's only a short stint. He doesn't want to go ahead and stay there for too long as Nikov goes
Nikov's
down.
dead, yeah.
2v1 situation. If anybody can do it, it has to be Queasy.
No. W, Zemi and Cooper.
Cooper and Zemi are going to strike first. Victory Royale.
Let's go, W.
This is the moment they want to keep that momentum building.
They won the last game of the practice games yesterday. They held on to that momentum.
Look at Nick talking
they
back.
held on to that confidence, and they fired off here in game 1. Let's go and see how they're feeling with Frankie.
All right, guys. Congratulations. Galen Center, give it up for your Victory Royale winners. Cooper, you knew that he had it in him.
It was
He'd been
Nick
practicing
yapping
for
about the
this
background.
moment, but did you think straight out the gate you'd be picking up the first Victory Royale?
100%. I mean, we're going to win this whole thing. I'm at the best teammate here. I'm feeling super confident. IGLing feels good.
Where do I have them on my predict chat?
All eyes were
Fifth,
on Queasy and the high ground, but you guys were just staking things out on the low ground. Talk me through that end game.
Yeah, I mean, end game we looked at high ground. We saw they're very established. Cooper called it to go low ground. I was on him the whole time. He was calling it, and I was just trying to get kills, give him everything he needs, and it worked out.
It really did work out. Do you think you need to change things up now to keep people guessing in the lobby?
No, I mean, we might change things. We might not. I don't know, but all I know is we're gonna win more.
Well, all eyes are going to be on you. Cooper, after game 1, we've got the eye test now. Who do you think is the biggest competition here?
I mean, I don't got any competition here, honestly. I think we're miles ahead of everyone. We just stay consistent, stay confident. No one's beating me here.
All right then, guys. Please give it up one more time. Cooper and Zemi!
Who's winning, chat? Who's winning?
What a way to kick things off here in Los Angeles. We'll be right back.
Podaside, Nikov second. Nick and Queasy fourth. Third. Clicks fourth, bro. Ain't no way. Let's go. Banana, bro. What the fuck? Let's go. What's top 5 looking like? Canada and Naldo, top 5. Clicks, or Clicks 4th. Nick, 3rd. The Podaside 2nd. Cooper and Zemi 1st. Who's last? Moxie and Cypher. Oh, yeah, they did die first. Yeah, fair. Where's Pete, bro? 7th. They never come back. Courage. Oh, Cole's right above them. Yeah. Not bad. Is it 6 kill win? Yeah. Let's go. But this is actually making content, you know. I'm enjoying this. Actually, yo, Vino's sitting out then. Where's 10th. What they got? They got an 8. Ooh. Vino. No. Vassal. Nu. Când mă duc jos altul. M-a jucat golf? Go, 10 seconds, chat. 10 seconds. That'll be that. That'll be that.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2025
It was Vivid gone.
FNCS Pro-Am. Oh my gosh. Game number 1 was crazy. So many developments all happening in that single chaotic moment of a game. And at the end of it all, Cooper...
Was Ali chatting, chat? Where's he chatting?
Winners?
Yeah, I mean, again, that wasn't too much of a surprise, right? Everyone had Cooper and Zimmy winning the whole thing, and it looks like Cooper and Zimmy are feeling the same way as well.
Kill on Canada.
Low ground aggression definitely is working out for this duo right here. But what I love from it is Cooper. This Major 2 that we just had was one of the first times that we really tried IGLing, and honestly, he's done such a good job with it, and I love to see him bring that into this competition.
Nikoff, the shockwave on Nikoff is crazy.
Let's drop low ground. That's what he was telling Zemi. Zemi's like, should we go for high? Should we contest it? No, they wanted to play by the books, go low ground, get those extra eliminations, and it ended up at a 2v1. Quick cleanup, got the dub.
I love, too, that, you know, obviously Zemi is saying, like, hey, it's all Coop, and I'm listening to him, but
yeah,
we just watched Zemi go crazy, right?
Fourth
The market
star.
of this duo is like, if your IGL kind of says, hey, this is what we kind of need to do, he's immediately there to just make sure everything is happening the way it needs to, and they're sitting there in that #1 spot right now after just game #1. Dude, Zemi, what I love about him, even if he's like asking questions like, hey, what should we be doing? What you don't have to question is his aiming. Wherever they are, whatever layer, if there's a 1v1 that's taking place, Zemi's not missing.
Whew, man, that is a way to start a competition, Takada. And honestly, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on this duo. I don't know necessarily if Peterbot and Aussie Antics are necessarily happy with the performance that we saw right there.
Yeah.
Currently sitting in 7th place. And if there's one thing I know about Peterbot is that when he thinks that there's a player that's doing better than him, he tends to target that player.
Oh yeah, and you could see from the early game onto Mr. Savage how focused he was on getting that elimination. But also shout out Aussie Antics. The amount of eliminations he was picking up, he was looking like one of the pros himself.
Yeah, look at this, the same amount of eliminations as Peterbot. I don't think anyone expected that, but with the amount of practice that Aussie has been putting in, and you can even hear it from Peterbot, the fact that he complimented Aussie Antics just shows how much effort he's been putting into this competition.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm not giving up on this team yet. The Adder is checked
For a
it.
moment, I thought, wait a minute, they're going up. The Gentlemates are on height. This is it. And it looked really, really good. Obviously, Clicks played spoiler to that. We'll get to that in a second. But to see them on that high ground, especially in those late moments of the zone,
Yeah.
guys, this feels like an FNCS.
I like my top five. I like my top five.
We
I
have
like them. I like.
listen in here with Peterbot, so let's take a look.
Kept thinking like,
Alright, remember land under.
Yep.
Yeah, we won a game on land. You're the first OC player to win a land
Yo,
game.
let's go, bro. I'm talking about winning the whole thing as well, man.
Yep. Now we're winning the whole thing. What?
Got him.
Nice, good
We're
job, bro.
steady. We're steady.
Or-
Yo, got a pro on the board, baby. 30, 13 white, 60 white, 80 white. Dead, dead, dead.
Nice,
Nice.
bro.
Let's go, baby.
I
Go,
blanked
bro.
her.
Dude, 2-2, man. Come on. Kill checked by me. Come on, man. You got to be at least triple my kills.
I love that. Something we actually, when we had a chance to talk with Ozzy, one thing he said was like, hey, listen, so on land, OC hasn't not gotten a victory royale or a win. So we said, wait a minute, hold on. So you're saying if you got a victory royale and won, I mean, OCE is on the map then. That's right. Lachlan walked out with that piece of paper. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy, especially with it being Aussie Antics, because we do have a few OC pros here as well. So to have it be the content creator, the face of content creation for Fortnite, that'd be pretty special. But if we're talking about special, we got to talk about Cold and Courage JD.
Look, Jacob mentioned it. Courage said, every banana I'm going to eat, I'm going to turn that into an elimination. And he was not wrong. You can see the shots he's hitting here. You can see the practice that he's put in. There was a funny note. He's played more tournaments in the last week than he had from 2020 to now. And that work is really paying off.
That shot with the high was not it.
About Cold, his solo clutch that we saw exactly right here, where he was staying in the backup zone, kind of staying on this like low to kind of second low ground, which is allowing him to grab all these eliminations from all the players that are focusing forward, going for those elims themselves. Honestly, Cold is punishing the rest of the lobby for playing well, and that is what separates these first tier and second tier players, is being able to kind of understand where you're at a deficit and then use that to your advantage.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All they got to do now is maintain that consistency. Good amount of eliminations, get yourself to the late game, and just keep on going.
I want to keep on going to more games. Let's jump back on that battle bus for game number 2.
Match 1 has already delivered, and from what we're witnessing
Yeah.
this far, Jacob, all of these players are so ready to kind of stamp their own place inside that leaderboard.
yeah, with how wild game 1 was so far, I can only expect it to kind of double, triple in games 4 and 5 at the end of the day, because we saw 16 teams alive before placement points went in. But let's get into game number 2, because we want action.
Let's go. Go, let's go. Then game 2.
Look, any game 1 jitters that might have existed, it's got to go out the window.
Was there 2
Everybody
llamas
just
like
needs
in
to
the fucking?
absolutely lock in.
What is that llama
Doesn't matter if
placement
you're
down?
a pro, doesn't matter if you're a creator. Everybody has equal opportunity to find those eliminations with the way that things are getting so chaotic in these end games.
Sometimes you just got to start to take a little bit more control over your own destiny, whether that's getting eliminations, pushing up for more positioning, because we saw in Zone 5, that's when a lot of the teams started position, but Peterbot
God damn, what is he doing dirty, bro?
Finds himself down. They probably spotted him out, both Bugha and Typical Gamer, as a solo. Peterbot thought he was going to be safe to get rebooted if he went down, but Ozzy going down changes things up completely, because guess where he just got rebooted?
Cooper, Zemi, Flakes, they're all looking up in the sky. Ozzy doing everything he can to try and duck it out, but he's gonna get knocked one more time. Somebody's sure to clean him up. That'll be gone, but Alex and Losers Brew, they've recognized, hey, if there's gonna be somebody getting eliminated this early on, we wanna make sure that we could possibly get involved, and everyone's starting to creep up now into this Dirty Docks area.
Even had Faxity and Reason going on over there, as Seti and Daya with 2 eliminations. 19 teams left in the game, which means they sent one of them packing early here for game number 2. And that's got to start to boost the confidence right there for Seti and Daya, because now they got position on one of the high hills here on the map, and they can kind of just play it by ear.
Aussie is so used to watching the pros be victims, but now he's on the receiving end. He just cannot touch the ground. Everybody just aiming up, trying to prevent him from getting any sense.
You got Peterbot running is crazy.
Peterbot, he's gonna completely scatter. He's trying to make as much space as possible so that his duo could actually try and be a contender here in Lobby 2.
I kind of know what this feels like right now. Getting put in the blender, you're getting put into a smoothie right now. But they figured it out. Peterbot was able to create enough distance so when Ozzy got rebooted yet again, they're more closer towards Slurpee Swamp. But you got to remember, it was Bugha and Typical Gamer that got those early eliminations onto Ozzy, and they already moved into that POI.
Ooh, Alex getting mixed up here.
1v2?
But Nate Hill, that's going to be a fast elimination. Regs now just looking to pull back. She needs to disengage. Defense is the best offense at times, and Regs knows Alex not trying to let up the pressure anytime soon. With Nate dropping back into the lobby. He's not careful, he could get eliminated one more time. Alex nearly picking off Nate on the landing, and he'll get the job done, finish what he started.
Regs got only back-to-back. FNCS just have an only player who's done that.
Regs is going to be able to
Peterbot should be as well,
a
but
little bit
you
more
know.
defense for him so he can actually touch down.
And these were the fears. These were the fears. Talking to Alex, even Kanata, that you can't split and play that way because it's like a beacon. You're like a flare in the ocean. They know exactly where you're respawning at. And now Alex has found the actual player keeping the whole thing alive with all the loot, which is Regs, getting pressured in by Loser Flute on one side. Alex playing box to box on the other. The top was already taken, and now he's moving.
God, okay. Go. Ooh.
And he does so with ease. The numbers game is just too much.
But with how close we are to Boom and Mace, that might actually draw the attention of the Gentlemates, Nikov and Podicide. They're starting to kind of poke their heads on
Peterbot's jumping on Mongrel.
The idea that maybe there's a survivor trying to scramble into their area. Peterbot and Aussie, though, they left Slurpee Swamp wide open, and other teams have tried to move in, but Mongrel doesn't stand a chance.
The emo.
Know what's good for what feels like the millionth time since yesterday's games, and Peterbot 2 eliminations already. He is just reminding everybody why you do not challenge him.
I feel like that's a symbol of Fortnite. Out with the old Mongrel, in with the new Peterbot. Because Peterbot's got to be like the new toy right there. 5 FNCSs. He sees Mongrel once again. A little bit of missed opportunities there from Peterbot. Something that you don't see very often, but at least it lets us know that he is human.
But it's just crazy to think about the fact that
And doesn't use a DMA.
Aussie and Peterbot could land at Dirty Docks, and yet no other duo was able to take full advantage of moving into an optimal position at Slurpee Swamp to even try and cut them off. Sure, you've got Bugha and Typical Gamer a little ways ahead of them, but even that is a fight that Peterbot is more than open to taking on head first.
Yeah, confidence at an all-time high here. And we saw this elimination on the Mongrel. We let him know what's up right afterwards. Ozzy just kind of playing that safe game. Something that
Is Click's dad?
His role pretty well, and he's not just getting that big head, that ego, and being invited to a competition like this. He said, "Hey, I'm just gonna do what I need to do for my teammate, and
I think
we'll see
yes.
what happens."
Is it?
Toyota and Captain Shota, though, they're just going to keep things moving. They don't want to get stuck between multiple teams. They're trying to prioritize just making it into that initial edge of zone. But Toyota is such a prominent fragger. Everybody knows what he is capable of. And I think that's why they're just going to look to hedge their bets on taking this fight with Allier and Mongrel. Allier a little bit too
Oh, Savage and Lachlan that died. Oh.
Just a menace to be reckoned with. That'll be his first elimination, and I'm sure that he's bound to continue looking up into the sky for more.
So some of those things you don't see coming with the crash pads and the shockwaves. You think you're safe, and no team is nearby, and a blink of an eye, Allier gets
Yeah, they're still alive, they're still alive, they're still alive.
Respawn, and that's the same pain Mongrel's been feeling. So for this game number 2, Allier and Mongrel have been having such a tough time as Toyota farms another elimination onto Allier. Even if they're not getting the siphon mats, the minis that comes with getting the elimination, it's the points that really matter.
We all knew that follow-up was inevitable from Toyota and Shota, but even more importantly still, we've got a little bit of a listen in with a couple of our fan favorites, Peterbot and Aussie.
Wait, Mongrel.
On you? Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go kill Allier.
Yeah, yep, nice.
That feels.
Yep, I'm just getting the sled trap. Okay.
Oh, Ali.
Follow Mongrel.
Yep, yeah. Nice, very good stuff, man.
So now we know what the starting point was like between those two teams. Peterbot just calls the target. Aussie also all too ready to follow up.
If they were just a couple of seconds sooner on getting that elimination on the Mongrel, that would have been another team down and out of the game. But their strategy is not working so well because it's actually Zemi who steals away the elimination. Alex getting all of that loot. As they're trying to base up over here just south of Boomin Base. You see a couple of teams outside of the zone, a couple more inside of the zone, and you're seeing it's Podesai and Nikov, the ones that actually land off in this position, that are trying to take most use of it.
But we just saw Alex with 6 eliminations, 6 points already, Jacob. And yet there's only been one duo fully eliminated from this lobby.
Seeing the struggles that happen if you go down too early. And this is where I start to talk about a little bit of that danger zone. 5th zone going into 6. You're still able to reboot, but where are you going to go? You go too deep into the zone, you could get chunked out even with
Let's say Jacob's dad.
Cammy, Jacob, trying to play it very, very carefully. They know the whole western side of that zone is going to open up. They know it's relatively low damage.
Well, Reason's got hit, you know.
Their bets in that direction.
But with all that early commotion at Dirty Docks, glad to see Faxity and Reason are still kicking in this one.
His face, bro.
Like they might be able to get a nice flank opportunity onto a couple of our teams that are pushed a little bit further inside this
Faxi has placed top 10 in 11 different official tournaments, but has never won one.
Doesn't want to overstep his welcome.
You know, when Faxity got in last second, I might have been one of the happiest people being able to watch him play, being able to check out his streams. He is so entertaining, and he's good. He's good. He just needs to get more reps in a competition. You know, you saw that stat. He's placed top 10 in at least 10 of them. He just hasn't been able to pull off that big win. But hey, if he's able to pull off a win here at the FNCS Pro-Am, that's the only one that matters.
His only option is to pull off a Victory Royale here, Jacob. He said he was getting at least one for the broadcast today, at least one for the fans back home, and he's got to get at least one for Amar. I mean, show the man some love. Everything happens for a reason, though, and we'll have to check back in with Faxity to see what's taking place. Cooper, Zemi wanted to get a little bit aggressive onto Daya and Seti.
Oh.
They're going to have to sit and wait.
Seeing at least 3 teams over towards Slurp. One of them's going to get jumped on by Peterbot. That's Jacob.
Ozzy get the kill.
It's actually Ozzy who gets the elimination. 3rd one of the game, and they get that legendary Slurp juice. It's going to heal up that shield and HP over time if they need it, which they might because the zone is pulling all the way towards the north. I'm not sure who that second team is just outside of Slurpy Swamp with them. It's going to be Flakes and Gone. They need to be careful because Peterbot and Ozzy are warming up and getting more and more dangerous as time goes on.
Oh, but Cammy, he's running out of mobility options and he is being chased out. Jacob already looking grim as far as his HP.
It's not looking good. A minute.
And he'll buy a little bit more time here, but Gone and Flakes, they're not looking to let things settle. The rest of the lobby also taking notice of this team that's under duress, and Jacob will be forced to duck underneath that bridge, try to reunite with Cammy. Gone and Flakes gonna tarp their way through. They've got enough hard mats to make it happen, but you don't want to burn all of your material too early on.
Yep, it's Flakes and Gone, but let's go ahead and take a listen in for Thomas HD and Somerset and how they're playing through this endgame.
1.5, 55. I think we're just gonna have to be a little aggressive.
Wait, there's a guy. That was the guy from before.
Yeah, there's a team buff.
I like that. I like that. Everybody knows Thomas HD.
Cooper and Zemi on 17, I think. It might have gone up. Hold on. Yeah, Cooper and Zemi are first.
Giving up that information. And if I'm Thomas HD and my teammate says, look, we got to start getting aggressive to close the gap, I would be with it, especially if I got a Mammoth.
Thomas was just so nonchalant about that elimination, too. It's like he had no other expectations but for it to go his way as Alex finds
another kill.
knock.
This has been a rough game for Alia, bro. No way.
It is credited Nate Hill. Will one more time be added to the tally count here for Alex and Loser Fruit. Oceano showing up big.
7 kills, god damn.
He said, all I want is to place higher than Locky. And with the way that Alex is firing off on all cylinders right now, he might be able to make it happen.
I feel bad for Alia, bro. I feel bad.
As that one gets taken away by Cold and possibly Faxity as well. I think this might be the most eliminations we've actually been able to see. I know it's only been 1.5 games so far, but with reboots turned off, that's where the pressure is really going to be felt. Nate Hill, Reg separated a little bit too far for their own liking, especially since they're both going to feel a little bit of that max pull. Regs is going to go down to Thomas HD. One more elimination point for them, and now that leaves Nate Hill by himself.
Cold's Bound has spotted out that body loot, though, that Reg just popped off directly underneath their current position. Courage, a little bit pressed here for the loadout, but he's at least got 150 in that chug jug. They can still work with this. They would definitely like a refresh, because every elimination point, we're going to need to see some of these teams start going big like other individuals already have.
Yeah, this might be one of them. You see, he does have that exotic SMG. Every time he reloads,
press back here,
0-point dash effect a little bit. Doesn't last a long time, but hey, in an end game this chaotic, it's the little difference makers that really count. As Jacob and Cam are just trying to go ahead and cement their position, they know it's not a far rotation to zone, but how dangerous this
Cypher and Moxie move in.
And things could turn sideways. Instead of going through, Moxie, Cypher going up and over, and Stable, Ronaldo, Kanata are trying to get denied entry.
Everybody just preventing Ronaldo and Kanata from moving even 1 inch closer. They're going to be forced to actually pull back, try and drop as much wall coverage as possible, but it's Peterbot and Ozzy that are refusing to let Kanata and Ronaldo get any closer. They want full control of this low ground position, and they've got it. They've made Kanata and Ronaldo use so much of their builds. Ronaldo doesn't really have a whole lot left to work with. They're going to need to find an elimination for a refresh.
Yep, and this is a good opportunity here. Of course, they want a shockwave to the front.
Shockwave?
Able to get a little bit of point of view where their competition is at. As soon as they make their way there.
Queasy on the height again.
Out of the zone, starts to open up, but 2 of 2 games so far. Queasy and Nick F30 going for that early high ground.
Queasy said game 1 damage stats with 150. Ooh.
But it's the Queasy Classic.
1,519, bro.
Earlier, while they were doing their warm-ups this morning, and Nick, he knows sole responsibility. Just apply pressure to whatever angle that Queasy doesn't have full tabs on. They just want to prevent anybody.
But they're so jumpable as well.
Got to be careful for those shockwaves. Any team down below could shockwave up.
Yeah. Ooh, Ozzy's dead.
Attack. Ozzy went down not too long ago, which leaves Peterbot by himself. And I said the same thing about Cold. It's a different feeling when you're Peterbot as a solo. He doesn't have to play to help Ozzy. He doesn't have to play to help a duo. He can just play as a solo.
The chop.
But it comes crashing down.
Does that mean that it was so easy to chop?
Look up and send them packing.
And Queasy, he doesn't have any mobility. He's going to be forced to actually commit to those lower layers. Once he can find a refresh.
Peterbot.
Punishment is steep. Peterbot catches Blake completely off guard. Gone now going to be forced
Tantic,
to work as a solo from this current zone, and Gone, he's got the high ground. He's trying to stop Thomas in his tracks, but Gone, how much longer can you realistically buy time with this?
Jacob's dad.
Peterbot behind him does have that shot.
Zabby dad, Moxie.
In the blink of an eye, so Gone has to be careful. A lot of our solos just trying to look bigger than they actually are.
Clink's coming up.
Peterbot finds his way in. The legendary
God, oh shit.
Paying off big.
Clink's on tight. Let's go.
Fuck. He's used to working in this kind of operation. The solo scenario is what he can actually pop off in best. But Lacey, Clicks, they're a duo compadre unit. They don't have to worry about anybody else because they're taking advantage.
Yeah. PG dead. Who killed TG?
They have the chug jug. They have the slurp. Down below, Peterbot is trying to hold on to his position, spraying to the backside of the zone. That's Faxity that's feeling a little bit of pressure as they get shockwave up and off. Clicks lazy.
Oh, Nikov!
High ground anymore. In fact, they're going up against Nikov for it. First down, going to be cleaned up. Clicks is firing on all cylinders.
Back on high.
Clicks better because that shockwave
on
direction, but it doesn't matter.
Shit, Lacey's dead.
He finds Alex. That's a huge shutdown to Loser Fruit's team. And even with Clicks losing Lacey, he looks like he's got things fully under control in the high ground.
Yeah.
Careful, though. Yes, no real way down in terms of safety. No shockwaves, no crash pads, but he's making sure nobody can look up, so it will not be a worry, especially with the zone floating on over to the side of that mountain. Another solo is going to be Peterbot, and he's running
back though. Pulls back.
And he's running out fast.
That zone was looking awfully devious, but the way that it's pulling back over,
this
elevation is actually going to be a huge benefit to Clicks. He's got these pre-existing builds. All he has to do is keep the pressure at an all-time high. Peterbot might be forced to drop here in a moment, though, but who's he going to drop into? Could it be Cooper? Could it be Kanata? No, instead, layer transition back towards that secondary height.
Who got shot? Cold is dead. Vino.
She'll meet her end though.
Now,
Radish is
every
dead as well.
single person left alive in this game is a solo in this competition, and Seti's just trying to work his way through. All he has is the bare minimum, the Siphon Mask. But if you look up, no, that's not an angel, that's Clix, and he has more legendary slurp juices that he knows what to do.
Oh my God!
This is a Clix game.
Kanata, he's reliving the practice moments currently. He doesn't have any.
No way Clix wins the game, chat. No way.
Don't know if he's in the same kind of position, but look at Clix, an absolute menace in the high ground, just causing so much mayhem for the two down below. Seti finds Kanata. Now it's all up to Clix. Clix trying to make sure he just doesn't get chopped out. Seti, he's got a way to make his way towards the high ground. Clix can't afford to drop. He has to use all of his builds. He still has a couple of slurp juices remaining. He's gonna look for Seti.
No way! Go on, Clix.
He doesn't need the heal up, but he might just look to play it safe anyway.
Mats! No way! What the fuck?
The game completely from the situation we're in. Double slurp juice.
Yes! No way!
Outside of the zone, but back he goes.
Yes! Let's fucking go!
Game number 2.
Let's go! Wrap the set, baby! Oh my, I'm glazing picked so hard in this chat. It's unbelievable.
Today, the performance is peaking, Jacob. A victory royale in game 2, and Frankie, even more to say.
If there's anything we learned from that last game, it's that America's sweetheart never plays it safe. Clix, the two of you take the high ground. Lacey goes down. What's your reaction?
I might have shockwave Lacey into zone, and I knew that would have been
What?
but it doesn't matter because I won it, so it's all good.
Is that why he sent you into the zone? Because he wanted to do it as a solo, Lacey?
He sent me into the zone, but I trusted him the whole way. I never had a doubt he was winning that.
And while he is winning it, are you talking to him, or are you like, I've got to stay silent, let him do his thing?
I was just giving him simple comms, mats, refreshes, pop his slurp before he goes down to fights, and letting him play.
And you are loving those shockwaves, because we saw that Seti got shockwaved into the zone in those final moments. In a way, it kind of won you the game. Is this your favorite item right now in Reload?
Honestly, my favorite item is the spaz. They need to bring the spaz back.
Well, I know that a lot of people from Epic Games are watching, so they might take on your suggestion. But how satisfying was that solo moment? How did you keep track of everything from the high ground?
Honestly, I just kept on building up and up where shockwaves can't get to that height limit, so you basically have no threat. You just keep on playing.
W's knowledge, bro.
Now,
What?
there's an interesting situation that happened at the start of that game, which was that Peterbot and Aussie Antics, they dropped on our leaders from the first game, Cooper and Zemi. Are you worried they're going to be coming your way?
The way low.
Got a good alliance going on, so honestly, keep on dropping.
Oh!
Excuse me, we want a fair fight. Hopefully we're going to have one. Before we head to the break though, please, Galen Center, show your appreciation for Clix and Lacey.
Yeah! I'm glazing them so hard. Yo, Alex putting on a show though. 7 kills, bro. That's crazy. On top. On top, hold on. Chat, what are the chances we're gonna get a 3-way contestation at Steamy, chat? What are the chances? God. What more can I say? What more can I say? Oh my god! King of the Soldier 20 gifted! It's not even for me, mate. Yeah, Queasy on height 2 games in a row at the start is crazy. He just can't keep it. Like, every game we see them on height now. They're just not like, they're not keeping height, you know what I mean? Like, they get it too early. No. Yeah, too early.
Fortnite fam, I must be dreaming. Clix, Lacey, victory.
He gets it, the clothing brand.
2 in the craziest 1v1 I feel like I've seen in so long. Clix holding height for so much of that end game. and then utilizing those shockwaves to just disrupt SETI, just saying, hey, I know you think you know what up, down, left, right is. Well, this shockwave is about to send shockwaves through your mind.
How did he have so many?
He actually did shockwave Lacey.
Frankie was talking to them. He's like, yeah, Clix might have shockwaved me into Storm, right? How do you have enough to go ahead and do that to your teammate, launch yourself up like 7 times? As you can see, Clix is very, very comfortable in this meta. This is why I was talking about the fact that a lot of the reload items, they're callbacks to previous competitions. Way back years ago. Clix has been a player that's been playing for a very long time, instantly comfortable with all of the items that are going to be in this competition, which is why, of course, he was like, listen, those purple pumps, please bring them back.
Yeah, Clix really set our expectations quite high for the rest of the competition. And you know, like you were saying, he was doing such a good job on the solo high ground and getting an elimination onto Podify and then getting an elimination onto Alex. By being a solo player, that's when we typically see the pros kind of take a step back, slow down a little bit. But Clix was the exact opposite. He just kind of put his foot on the gas pedal there and just kept going. And obviously, it came down to him and SETI in the
hold on. I just turned the light on the background.
1v1 Vivid, and it got kind of close.
Yeah, it did get kind of close. SETI is like, please stop throwing shockwaves at me. Though. He's like, how do you have so many, right? Like I was mentioning, Clix just kept going up and up and up. Not to mention, Clix, when he dropped all the way down to the low ground and initially lost the high ground, he had no mats. He had nothing to work with. For some reason, there's like a pool of loot down there, a little llama for him to go ahead and help him clutch that game up.
I love to see it. I also love to see Lacey running around the arena right now, getting everyone really hyped up. That's what you want to see. If you do go down, and if even your own teammate goes down, you gotta keep your mental straight.
I mean, when we saw that moment, we saw Clix get up, get excited. Yeah. We have that listen in. Let's hear from what this game happened and how it all went down.
Come on looking. I'm spinning you mats, and I'm gonna go down on walls, okay? I'm connecting. Wait, I'm shockwaving, sorry. Don't no.
Shocked me, bro.
I know, I said I'm shockwaving. You're good. 100. Done. I'm going on height again, Put 200. Kill 3 on height.
I don't make 4 shocks. 5 shocks. I have 3 mats.
Listening.
Let's go! Let's go!
To be fair, Zeke, Clix did come that he was shockwave.
Yeah.
You know, we all know how chaotic Fortnite games can get. Technically, he did comment. We'll just let it slide because you know he got a victory royale. So at the end of the day, it's all good. And now they're currently holding that #1 spot, 27 points. It is looking so good, but look right behind them, right? Cooper and Zemi, they're still holding strong as well.
Whoa, but right behind them, tied up 24 points there. I see SETI and Dia sneaking in the third place.
They're good.
I swore that team was going to be good on paper. But yeah, Cooper and Zemi, again, instantly getting contested towards the top of the leaderboard right there. That just shows how close these Fortnite competitions really are.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about
People's gonna land the Clix. 3-way spawn fight.
Once gets eliminated by someone, once he gets down, he wants to go for that first place player. He wants to prove himself. And unfortunately, if you're going up against Cooper, it might be a little bit risky. And obviously, Aussie Antics being left alone there definitely spelled a little bit of a disaster. So I don't know if we're necessarily going to be seeing that strat again out of them. But Cooper, Zemi, 2 strong games in a row, Vivid.
Yeah, I mean, super strong with them. Like you were mentioning, Kelly, the early contestation over at the Dirty Docks, things already getting spicy over there. Peterbot and Aussie landing over that way. I was like, whoa, what happened? How is Bugha taking out Aussie and this and that happening? Everything's going crazy already.
Yeah. You know, and still game 2. Zeke, we have so much more. There might be a possibility that we see Peterbot pull out the teeny strat and just land in a new spot every single game.
I would love that. The only other thing I want to see out of these games that I've seen too much of is my boy Ali-A getting bullied, okay?
Yeah.
Leave Ali-A alone. Let him play his game for once. But man, Nika Podesai as well, going sicko mode in these games. Reload is just so much fun. I'm loving this like extra layer of just chaos, right? Again,
I mean, I love Reload as well.
Like, as you're swapping perspectives,
I want that to be cash outs for it. I want that. They need to do cash outs for it.
Shotgun, AR, sometimes you've got shocks, sometimes you've got some crazy mythic or exotic.
You know, you mentioned layer, and I really like the layer that they're playing here. They're kind of going for the second high ground, and you can see even in those clips right there that they're paying attention to high ground. They're peeking behind, they're going for those chops, because they understand that although eliminations are great on the low ground, there's just so many question marks on if a player just pops them behind you and gets an elim, but high ground is a little less contested.
Guys, I want more action. Let's get back up on that
Me
battle.
too.
bus.
I want
Taco,
Clicks to win.
TWR, over to you.
Games. We want more games, and I'm honestly keeping my ear to the street. The whole Fortnite community is saying this is fun. This is what it's all about, and I can agree.
That leaderboard was looking crazy, though. Seti and Daya, you cannot sleep on their performance so far today. And Jacob, we're about to hit the halfway point.
Yeah, let's go.
He's ready to ride.
Clicks is first in 2 games. Let's go.
This is it, like you're saying, the halfway point, and you saw that leaderboard. And it's not necessarily going the way that I thought. It's not elimination heavy. It's been consistency in the placements and making these top fives, making these top threes. So this is what it's really all about.
They do win your online tournaments though, because everyone's fucking keys.
But who knows?
One thing's for sure, though, Faxity and Reason playing that third-party contest at Dirty Dots has made it very difficult for Flakes and Gone to find that level of consistency in comparison to Zemi and Cooper. They've been silently sliding through those end games. We saw their game 1 pop up.
But Lace is getting shot.
Other teams, they're gonna have to step it up or they'll fall behind.
Yeah, it's really important here because this is a good like pacing game, seeing where you're at versus the rest of the pack. It's almost like testing your strategy. Is it working? But Veno just keeping his eyes peeled, sees Lacey land a little short. There goes half of the HP. And I don't think Veno's going to go on this great chase. It's a little bit too risky, especially since he doesn't even necessarily know where Clicks himself has landed, so he doesn't want to get taken down a little early.
I think if Venom had a shock right there, he would have gone for it. He would have full sent it, but no mobility means you're going to
Alex taking off South PK. Gearbot's still landing his drop. Nice. Okay. Right, I gotta commentate more, chat. I gotta be entertaining, man. It's not until everyone goes to sleep and then I get shouted at. Moxie shooting,
That's going to stop Alex in his tracks. He can't continue to press that issue.
You know, watching the Milk Cup, when Moxie was trying to make a last game run in that final game of the day. I think they had like 15 plus elimination before they eventually went down and were cut short. But that's the type of confidence I do want to see from these teams. Take control of your own game. Get aggressive when you can, especially if Alex and Loser Fruit are landing on you and trying to take the fight and catch you off guard.
Squeeze in, Nick. What are they? Fort Crumpet. Ah. Why does he have his water bottle right in his face? Sorry, what?
A little bit further north. And Queasy, he's always got a very familiar strategy, Jacob. Doesn't matter if it's FNCS, major finals, or if it's the Pro-Am. Queasy's going to be looking for height every single time.
Yeah.
So far about the 8th zone and first 2 games, we have seen them kind of lead the pack in terms of consistently being up there on that high ground. It's just closing it out has been the struggles. Whether it's somebody shock waving you off of the high ground or you doing it yourself, they need to figure out how to close out those mistakes and kind of minimize how many they're making. It's Koyota, Captain Shota, Logjam lodging. They're just kind of looting up slowly. There is one player towards their south that they might have to be careful for, but this is a team that is coming in as a little bit of an underdog, so to say. Nobody really expects much from them, even though Coyote is always breaking the mold and showing us new tricks in competitions just like this.
Oh, you can't say nobody, because Captain Shota, if you got a chance to talk to that guy like I did, he was just calling out, we are going to be winning.
Oh, it does seem like you're winning, are you? Nate Hill! God!
By Nate Hill. You want to go for a blue battle? Nate Hill coming out on top of that exchange. Loser Fruit, all she wants to do now is just wait that full 10 seconds. She's just hoping that Alex is able to actually...
Reg is laughing, bro.
Oh my. I was saying Nate Hill got a good upgrade because he didn't have a shotgun before, but now Regs has the mythic mini gun in reload. That is going to shred if they can keep it towards the end game. Fresh off the respawn, it's Loser Fruit this time around though versus Nate Hill. This is a good amount of loot if they're able to take down Loser Fruit, but I hear the crash pad and there is so much distance being made by Loser Fruit with that heads up play.
But Nate, he's got to be real careful. You don't want to get over ambitious. You don't want to draw too much attention. Alex hiding, waiting to see if he can get an angle and opening any kind of way to find this knock of revenge onto Nate Hill. But Nate immediately causing that elimination to take place onto Loser Fruit now means that Alex will be forced to just continue hiding.
He gets a little bit of the zone. It's just unfortunate where Nate Hill and Regs are currently positioned at. He can't really rotate to either the left or that right side. So he literally has to wait until they disengage off that position before he can
Fire dirty.
deep into Dirty Dogs. Faxity, Reason, a late entrant not only to a competition like this, but a late contest on this side of the map, and it looks like they're leading the fight. Reason does have the breacher, so he can break through these builds relatively easy, but they're shock waving to try to find safety, and Reason is going in onto Gone. They realize this is a 2v1. It's now or never.
Ooh,
but a
good
big
shot
from Gone is going to slow things down.
And Flakes, he's got to come play a little bit of supportive measure. He knows that Gone just got a huge crack onto Reason's shield, but Faxity, Reason, now split angle approach. Gone gonna crank all the way to the high ground, just crash pad to safety. He does have a Chug Jug, and with Flakes nearby, Flakes is going to be the one to actually cut off that line of sight there for Reason and Faxity. But this fight at Dirty Docks, it's inevitable, Jacob, because there's only one way to actually make it towards the edge of zone.
TG dead to Boda side.
We're going to have to approach
He getting Booga. Wait, TG's dead?
And it just happens to be the Brazilians every time.
Booga and TG are dead. What?
Unfortunate for both of them instead of just Faxity and Reason. The zone is pulling further and further to the east, so there's so many more teams that they're going to have to find a way to make their way through, including Peterbot and Ozzy, who just got their first elimination.
And onto Booga nonetheless.
Yeah, they did.
Just so dastardly. The moment that he sees anybody, he's
one
so
team out,
down
one
to
team
just
out.
key them immediately. That's brimming with confidence.
I think first place was about 27 points. That was Clix and Lacey. Second place, only 3 points away. 3 eliminations.
This fight is dragging out. Look at Alex. What?
But you can see
where's Alex here?
Teams still over here. 1 damage per tick in the zone. There's a lot of chug barrels, a lot that you can go ahead and recuperate the HP, the bandages as well. So it's not too much of a worry that they're staying here, but look at all the resources that they're using. Reason is almost out of those small bullets. You see him just 5 shots left in the shotgun. Luckily, Faxity is there to finish off that elimination and give him the loot he so desperately needs.
That was a great snipe by Faxity, making sure to cut off that escape angle.
Nice, we got Fax to kill.
Time, Jacob, they spent so much time. This was such a steep investment, fighting for so long.
Zemino ran off.
And they're not exactly
Loser Fruit's dead.
Loser Fruit gonna add to the count though. One more elimination for Faxity and Reason to take advantage of. But they are still out in no man's land compared to where other teams are already positioning inside of the zone. And with the amount of time spent, they might
Flex ran off.
continue to play exclusively.
How's Alex still alive, bro?
Yeah, especially since you know, if you're in full control, you have all the loot, and you hear those players just getting rebooted over and over and over. You know that solo player is staying by, and you can just continue to farm just like they're doing so far. Cold and Courage rotating through Slurpee Swamp. They have to be careful. Seti and Daya right above them. Mongrel and Ollie A just close to the zone, and there's still one more team as well. All of them have a little bit of priority over them on this rotation for now.
A lot of bodies, though, at Slurpee Swamp, and we all know Peterbot does not like anybody in his territory. Might only be a matter of time before he looks to start clearing out some of those teams and playing a little bit more aggressive, but peeking back in with our Game 2 winners, Lacey and Clix.
Yeah.
If they can continue to replicate the level of success they found in the last lobby, Jacob, they might start to run away with this one.
Come on, Clix.
They have that calm, cool, collected demeanor. They have the chemistry. Best friends, some would say.
Ozzy jumping in.
Ozzy's on the other side, putting pressure down from above. Peterbot's to have a crash land. He's trying to make his way up with that shockwave. Meanwhile, that full duo that they were going up against quickly made their way on out.
Peterbot has 1,881 shotgun damage, which is more than twice as much as everyone else except Alex.
Or boy, that would be Peterbot. And he's just really wreaking havoc all around the lobby. And you're seeing he's going to pack a punch in his loadout. It's not just the Thunder Shotgun and the Mammoth. He's making sure that he has the SMG as well. That way he can just end a fight.
Fix the earpiece.
But with the way that Peterbot and Aussie essentially just reclaimed Slurpee Swamp, they forced every single one of those other teams that were trying to take advantage of some of the heals surrounding Slurpee completely away. He's not allowing anybody else to utilize those resources. It's only Peterbot and Aussies to take advantage of. Ronaldo, Kanata, they're one of those teams.
Ronaldo.
A little bit stuck on the outskirts of Slurpee.
Maybe a great hero than FNCS. Yeah. I know that.
See, I knew this was the only team with 2 FNCS championships, but with a Chapter 2 Season 1 win, Ronaldo is the only creator with an FNCS champion. Hey, that's got to give a little bit of confidence for someone like Ronaldo. I know we were kind of watching him practice in the rooms. His mechanics are there. It's just kind of like the outside factors that change when Fortnite and the meta changes.
But Ron doesn't even need the championship title. Ron would have that confidence regardless of the circumstances surrounding his competitive history. Allier, though, Zeke was asking for it. Guys, please stop bullying him. And it seems like it's worked out so far. But Mongrel, Allier, they might be running smack dab into damage.
Lacey's dead. Oh.
Gotta keep an open eye out. Clix has lost Lacey, though, and we are rapidly approaching that no more reboots territory.
This is best case scenario, though, with Lacey going down, because you got a max pull to the south, which means a lot of those teams are already going to start their rotations on over. Just need to figure out how you're going to get the loot. And if Flakes and Gon are going to push up on you, but no, it's actually Clix the one looking to get aggressive. If he can win this 2v1 fight, that's the loot that they need.
Come on, Clix. Go down.
He goes back to back. Flakes is feeling the pain as well. Clix is not slowing down as he does get the knock. Gon
Good refresh. Let's go.
and now that is Lacey's loot.
And Clix, he's still looking to chase him out. He wants to get this duo fully eliminated. Flakes barely managing to survive. He's trying to run every which direction. One more shockwave to create some space. Lacey with the
He's got no
triple
shots.
overhead. They're crash heading in. They've got Flakes on the run, but he's going to sit and hide inside of the bush. They don't have any idea where he's actually scurried off to, and they'll be forced to just head right
Lacey's
back to
one
the
shot
zone.
though.
Flakes did his job. He gave Gon a chance to get rebooted back up, and with him staying alive, there's going to be a second chance as well. But I wish them all the luck in the world, because look how stacked that side of the zone is when the reboots finally turn on. Luckily, there's barrels. There is Slurpy Swamp, so there is going to be some chances. But you got to give credit, all the credit in the world to Clix, not only making that opportunity possible, getting Lacey back in the game, but getting him loot. Isn't that the creator's job?
But it's just not enough loot, and Clix, he's gonna pay the ultimate price. They're victims now to the rest of the lobby. Everybody holding into their position, and they're down and out for the count, Jacob. They'll go back to the battle bus for game 4.
That is just 8
Nah,
placements
man.
too short to get any placement points. At least he was able to get some eliminations to keep the points flowing. As for accident reason, just getting targeted. Luckily for them, as of now, they're on the front side of the zone, so eventually teams will have to start to rotate their way in. Just how long can they keep a hold of this pressure? And it seems like things have settled for them, so it's about assessing the situation. And you can see they're using everything that they have, every resource. Bandages first, then the chug if needed. And this is how Gon is
You didn't get any kill on Gon, yeah.
right now. Another elimination, and it's after 7th zone. He's not coming back this time.
And Gon and Flakes just caught in the crossfire for way too long. First it was Vaxity and Reason, but Benno, Reddish, they're looking to keep the ball rolling here. Reddish is gonna have to take a moment, replenish some of those shields that she lost. But with 6 splashes, a couple of big pots, it's gonna be no issue whatsoever. They're definitely looking nice and healthy.
Demi and Cuba are looking good as well. Hold on, what?
Is what might be up for grabs soon.
Yeah, right now we see Queasy and Nick at 30 on one side, but on the other, Ali A and Mongrel are actually making an attempt for it. Might be a little bit too soon,
Ali A's
though.
not getting bullied.
Zone may wait just a little bit longer, especially with one team getting focused, but they do have it, and they
That's
have
not
it
Nick
secured
K30 and
for now.
Queasy.
You see them firing off into the distance. That's Queasy and Nick. They're seeing where the zone
Oh, they're all in high R.
Ali A, they get the zone pull. They get high ground priority.
But the for now
He shot some
is the key
Zami.
word here, because the moment that Allier tries to get a peek overhead, Queasy just immediately pushing him back. They're still looking to play for that height takeover. And Queasy's intentions, this could be an all-out brawl for the high ground in a matter of seconds here. But the whole lobby is on the move, Jacob. They're all trying to control that front side.
Even
Oh, Mongrel trying to get back with the infantry.
Even his Mongrel, he's been in this situation before, being able to hold on to that high ground. Ali A is doing his job right. Anybody that flies past, he's trying to put down pressure, trying to land some damage, make it easier and easier for the lobby to thin out.
Reddish is
But
dead?
Reddish has just got taken down, leaving Benno by himself. And you can see he only has 3 minis, so he's going to need an elimination if this goes to a heal off.
He does have a lot of builds to work with, though, for the time being, but he's got Kanata and Stable Ronaldo directly underneath where he
Reason.
spots them. Mongrel still trying to control height, but Queasy, Nick A30, they're overtaken. Mongrel by his own, he can't keep tabs of everyone around him, so Queasy gonna force forced him to drop.
That was a 200 IQ play. You had Nick at 30 pushing up, being the actual aggressor. Queasy in the distance landing the damage. Ollie A is now down. Mongrel by himself. 90 on the Chug, only 25 builds left. He's trying to keep his position in the front side of the zone to attack. But for how long, with more and more players starting to put pressure, you feel and hear the shots firing onto his builds.
Hammy down in zone.
Shockwave deep into the heart of the storm. Peterbot, one more time.
Aussie, man.
He's going to have to use his slurp juice. He's going to have to find some more eliminations if they want to make up for the placement points with those individual
Mongrel.
elims. And Mongrel might just be the
Vino's
target in his
lurking.
sights. Mongrel doing everything he can, working his way through the low ground, but he doesn't have enough. Peterbot, though, getting caught up in more action than what he bargained for, trying to get the layers switch over, and he's going straight for the high ground tackle.
Might
What?
not take it.
Nah.
Oh, he missed that opportunity. Goes straight down the
Papa
low
Chug Jug,
ground.
Papa Chug Jug.
Elimination on Mongrel. He does have some Chug Jug left. Veno's doing the same
Yo, he
thing.
listens to
Getting
me, bro.
aggressive, forcing players lower and lower on his current position. Queasy and Nick, third
Naldo,
time
Canada,
could
though.
be the charm. We've seen him on high ground. Let's see him close it out.
But Kanata, Ronaldo,
Nate
they've
Hill.
just been skirting by. Peterbot with a fourth elimination now onto Nate Hill. And it could be disastrous for Savage. He's trying to see if he can make his way forward, but Peterbot actually going to be the one caught off guard. Rex from behind, just taking him out. A menace to the lobby, no roar, but Rex paying the ultimate price. She's also been eliminated. Thomas bringing down Mr. Savage, and it's all by himself that he's got to keep this one alive.
Wait, he's shot. Oh no, he's good. He's good. He's good.
Into zone, only 10 on the Chug Jug, so that's essentially going to be a non-factor. Down below,
Ronaldo getting a kill. Let's go.
duos left in this game, Ronaldo and Kanata. They are the ones on the hunt. They are the ones causing complete chaos down below, especially for any team that crosses paths.
Nikov?
Mates have just been separated. Nikov is down as Ronaldo picks up his third elimination.
But Ronaldo, he's running slim as far as the builds are going. And Seti, he might have to drop. Seti might have to get involved, getting a couple of tags. Kanata's shield's so incredibly low, but Seti, he's all by himself. He's just trying to stay out of the line of sight, and he can't go much further. He's gonna have to block his view.
From a top 2 to a top 3, at least he's staying consistent. As Nick dropping down from above, no builds. Queasy taking a huge amount of damage, 10 HP each. They're scrambling to try to make a play.
Oh!
It's amazing with that
Naldo!
Ronaldo! It's Kanata! The thieves of night! They steal away the game!
Ronaldo and Kanata from out of
You know, I'm not mad that Clex died.
always a
Because
part of
Naldo
the
won.
conversation, but everybody just took their eyes off for long enough that Ron could close this one out. That is what we expect of a former FNCS champion.
Hey boys, don't lose your voices before you've had a chance to talk to me. Pretty excited about that one. Everyone had their eyes on you going into this competition. Game number 3, you finally show up. How does it feel?
I mean, this guy right here is the GOAT, man. This guy's the GOAT. This guy's solo clutch, and you know me, I'm a FNCS champion. I carried my squad back in 2019. You know, the genetics and everything. We just a go to do it. We waiting. When's next game?
I mean, to be honest, that was probably the easiest game of Fortnite I've ever played in my entire life. All right, I'm not gonna even lie. We finally got a South Zone. Finally. If those who know, you know what I'm saying? We finally got a South Zone. The first 2 games, we're top left. We're running the whole map, landing bottom right. We finally get a zone, and I said we're gonna win it. And what happened? We won that game.
I feel like I'm hearing some excuses though. Are you saying you're only going to win this if you get Southside zones?
He said, watch, if we get a zone, we're gonna win. What happened?
I mean, look at it. The first 2 games, 2 pulled max. Get what we did. Top 5, top 3, and now we won. Easy.
All right, well, let's see if you can make it easy. As you were saying, Ron?
It's not over yet, though. We still got 3 more. So, hey.
2 more.
There you go.
2.
Let's not get ahead
Two more,
of
two more.
yourselves. Game
And there's
Center,
3.
please show some appreciation. It's Ron and Kanata. Let's head back to Z.
Who's winning then, chat?
No way. The Pro-Am is delivering on the
Yeah,
entertainment right now. Oh my God.
Okay, they got back down to 4.
I'm so in love with this format. I'm so in love with Reload, and I'm in love with everything we're seeing right
Say,
now.
keep it the consistency,
I cannot
though.
believe
6, second,
we
third.
got a win from Kanata and Stable Ronaldo.
The first,
I mean, what a way to win that, right? The solo clutch, Kanata as well. Listen, I got you with the callback right there to Major 2. If you know, you know. South Zone pulls in their favor, though. They do win the game. Gosh, Kanada's just so good. Honestly, I mean, you know, we make jokes all the time about when zones pull this way, that way. When Kanada pulls a zone, he usually does very, very well.
We like to talk about players that kind of fly under the radar, and for whatever reason, Kanada, we just keep forgetting that he is one of the best players in Fortnite. He is the only player in the world to make all 26 FNCS
that's crazy.
Grand finals. And to see him be here on the FNCS Pro-Am to prove himself on the caliber that we
This guy, Nikov, was goated.
That's what I love to see. But honestly, Stable Ronaldo is really surprising me. We talked about a lot of these influencers being their loot llamas. I think Stable Ronaldo is pulling all the weight as well. Look at that, 3 eliminations each. It was Ronaldo to get the final shot as well.
It was equal right there at the end. I mean, 4 eliminations apiece. It'll be interesting to kind of see after the tournament ends how many times the quote-unquote content creator was able to match the eliminations of the professional player. But with game number 3 right there, Kanada and Stable Ronaldo, first place.
Oh, no.
Wow.
We are halfway through this competition, and once again, those standings get flipped on their head. Now, we are at the halfway point, which means we're going to give the players some time here. They're going to go ahead and head back with 3 more games to go. They got to start talking strategy, what they're going to do in that second half of the competition. I want to also highlight here, man, Queasy, Nick A30.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. Like, Queasy is a legend already. We all know that. But the fact that consistently we are getting these height endgame situations out of Queasy and Nick 830, by the way. Because sometimes, you know, just one of the duos, think about that last game 2 clicks left as a solo. Nick 830 is right there with Queasy.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing such a good job. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried after games 1 and 2 because it looked like nobody was really going up for high ground. So I was like, well, if anybody starts to like shoot up, pressure them, tries to take it before them, like what's going to happen then? Game 3, Mongrel and Allier were actually up there on the high ground. And that lasted for about a minute because Queasy just knows how to take the high ground as well. Got to give a big shout out to Nick, though, because it's not easy to kind of follow up on those takes.
No, I love that you talk about Mongrel taking high ground, though, because if you looked on the other side of zone, around zone 8 there, that was when Nick A30 and Queasy were essentially egoing. Typically, when one player starts to establish high ground, they kind of hold it until someone either chops them or tries to steal it away from them. But to ego a player and to just build
say that. You got beamed. Oh, yeah,
it's a different sense in itself. But Queasy, Nick A30 doing a great job. Nick A30 getting an elimination onto Seti. One of our invitational winners is definitely going to be in his highlight reel.
Beautiful shot right there from Nick.
Dude, and I love to you kind of bring up Seti. I love that we've also kind of been seeing Seti. He's kind of like lurking, right? He keeps making these end games. In game number 2, we saw him kind of paired up with Daya as well. They're on the low ground. I mean, Seti is like, he smells blood in the water, right? Like, he's that shark lurking in the depths, waiting to strike. And the problem is, we kind of keep letting him make to end games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit here, right? We were talking about the duos, having a little bit of a conversation. I was like, I swear, Seti and Daya, they're like good on paper. Everybody's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I swear they should be good. They're like, nah. Shout out to KXR, though, because I saw KXR put some respect on Seti and Daya's name as a duo in this competition. So far, though, I think they're proving everybody wrong.
I mean,
bro, isn't Daya in Milk Cup winner? She called like semis. I don't think she's got semis. So
to both of their names between the Milk Cup, between the Invitational, these aren't just LAN competitors. These are LAN winners right here, and that's why we are currently seeing them in their 2nd place spot. But for me, I'm looking at eliminations, and I have to look to Ozzy and Peterbot. 16 eliminations, the most in the lobby. But of course, placement is where they're falling short.
Yeah, I was actually, looking towards that as well. No surprise that they do have the most. It's also kind of crazy looking at that leaderboard, how close, like top 7's very, very close. I think it was up to like 3rd place. There's only a 6-point difference right now, so it's still pretty much anybody's game.
Yeah, that's really scary. We kind of missed out there at 2nd place, right? Cooper Zemi still also hanging on there, making sure that this 1st place spot doesn't get too far away, right? I mean, just to see like the I love that reaction. The variety of talent, really, from every single duo. It doesn't matter who we tune into. There's excitement. There's plays being made. Like, man, Reload is just so much fun.
Yeah, it really, really is. And shout out to Alex, right? Because Alex kind of putting on an early game clinic right now, definitely going for those aggressive pushes. That game, though, definitely got a little bit of a pushback. Nate Hill was moving a little bit, actually took out Alex on a push and was able to pick up a couple more eliminations kind of following up on that.
Yeah, we like to talk about kind of these micro adjustments that players make during the tournament, because although you can prepare for reload, playing at home, playing ranked games, there's only so much that you can really prepare for a tournament. The meta kind of evolves as the tournament goes on. So to see Nate Hill kind of respond to how Alex is playing, because we saw Alex, like you said, going for those early aggressions.
Who's that in the background?
Kind of punishing the players near him. Making those small adjustments like what we saw from Nate Hill is what allows you to stay at the top of the leaderboard.
I'm curious, right? Now that we have kind of this halftime, we're kind of going to give these players time to think and kind of take a step back and collect themselves. I'm wondering what they will bring for the second half of the competition. For now, though, we will go to a little break. When we return, more action here from the FNCS Pro-Am.
What a game, chat. Leopold's looking good, though. Top 5, Nada and Sable, let's go. Seti and Dea. Cooper and Zemi. And then obviously Lacey and Clayton dropping 4th. Bro, not again. Bro, not again. And then top 5 turn up post-time Nico. I'm quite happy with mine. I did take Naldo and all off, but I mean, hey, I'm up there. No. God. My predict is nowhere close to that. God. Chat. FNCS titles 0 to 5. FNCS finals 0 to 5. Practice cup elims 36 to 108. Total hours streamed 155,844. And then cute babies 1 to bruh. I'm looking, bro. No one's like pressing anything. Oh shit.
What is going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome back to the FNCS Pro-Am. Again, we're here to kind of take a small break, and then we'll get back to the action. But first,
David.
David? Yeah, I know.
What's going on?
David is here.
Come on now.
We're standing next to David. The internet will never forget this happened. David, welcome. How are you feeling?
Let's go, David, on the broadcast.
It's Fortnite. It's Fortnite. Come on. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. So, David, you know, what brought you to Fortnite? Why Fortnite? Of all games.
Listen, in 2017, I found a game on a PlayStation Store. I downloaded it, and I got into it super early, maybe like season 2. And ever since then, I've been addicted
season
to it.
1. No, season 4. Season 4. Season 4.
Crazy, bro.
Okay. So we was talking a little bit before we obviously hopped on here. Tell everybody what you told me. I was like, you know, have you been keeping up with Fortnite competitive in general?
Yes, I'm coming for that. I want to be a pro too.
Look at that.
My journey not done. I did the music. I got to get back into the Fortnite, bro. Come on now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You know?
So watching the competition.
And you know the next prom, chat. And you know the next prom.
Bro. Okay. He going crazy. Peter Bart going crazy too. He's literally clip farming right now. He's literally clip farming. So, you know, yeah.
I mean, you brought up your music. You just released a new album.
I did.
Congratulations.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
But I gotta ask, man. Listening to your own music while playing Fortnite, is there a song in your new album that you're like, it's go time, WP, the end of the game?
I think Feel It.
Yeah, are you
That gets me
feeling
in
it?
the mode. That gets me in the mode. Yeah, Feel It. That's the one.
Dude, I love that. What inspires you, man? I mean, obviously you're like Fortnite loves you a lot. So what inspires you?
Right now, it's a lot of movies, television, and just life experiences, bro. Especially the games. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
All right. Talk to me a little bit about the watch party you got going on then, because I just found out
streaming
you're
it up there, bro. I've been getting my little commentator vibe. You know, I've been checking in on players, see if everybody's locked in, and then you know, seeing how everybody's doing.
Are you gonna start streaming some Fortnite? Maybe getting into some cash cups?
I need to. Yes, yes. I'm going to.
So what you're saying is we should just go ahead and add you to the desk. You're a permanent fixture.
Yeah, you know what? Just keep me up here.
Okay, all right, yeah, let's just pretend, you know, end game, Ronaldo, it's a 1v1. He goes to win. What does that sound like?
Wait, this is actually class.
He's got it! He's got it!
I think he's tired.
He's hired. He's That's, look, this is how we know he's captain.
Come on, bro.
I cannot believe. So, like, how's the experience been for you, man?
Bro,
I mean, here it's just so different,
It's
right?
beautiful, man. I dreamed about being here since like 2018. I was like, yo, I gotta be in the stadium. I gotta be in this arena one day, and I'm here, bro.
So is this like the first time for you then? Like trying to like an event like this? Really?
It's blowing my mind right now, bro.
So that means as well you've never actually put on a stage.
Hey, next year, put me up there.
Oh, okay.
Get me on the controller, bro. Get me on the controller, bro, please.
Are you an LA local?
I am.
So what is it like having all of these people from all around the world being able to like compete in Fortnite, one of your favorite games right here
It's
in your hometown?
beautiful just to see everybody come together for this one game that kind of just brings us all together to kind of scream and cheer and champion our favorite creators, our favorite gamers. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
That's amazing. So, David, before we say goodbye, first off, please tell the people about not only where they can find you, but tell them about your album.
Thank you. All right, my name is David, aka D4VD. My new album, Withered, is just out right now. Beautiful
but I can't let you go away. So don't you get me started now. Where you found me.
I mean, honor. That's David! I'm standing next to David, dude. All right, for now, let's go hang out with Frankie and see what she's up to during the halftime.
Thank you very much. David, do you want to come and visit the player lounge? Because I've got a birthday boy here who would love to meet you. Cypher, PK, do you want a signed copy of David's new album?
David, I would love one. Absolutely.
There you go. Hopefully we can hook a guy up. Now, Cypher, tell me what's happening. You're currently at 20th in the leaderboard. We don't say last year. We say 20th yourself and Moxie. What's happening?
You know, it's very stacked right now. We managed to get a point last game.
Pro birthday boy.
We're going to make some adjustments. I think what we're going to do for the second half is just play a lot more aggressive. You know,
Bro, do give it your strats, man.
Every elimination's 1 point. And placements are a little bit hard to get because of everyone staying alive. So we're just going to W key and be a little bit more aggressive and see if that works.
I like the sound of that. I mean, Peterbot is dropping near you with Aussie. I don't know if you want to maybe aggress that direction.
Definitely don't want to attack Peterbot, and fortunately so far he has not attacked us. He's busy eliminating Mongrel and Booga and Typical Gamer, so we're going to keep it that way, hopefully, you know. My one birthday wish was to not be attacked by Peterbot.
Oh, that's slightly awkward because I thought your one birthday wish was to get a cake personally baked by Mr. Courage JD.
Everybody, today is Cypher PK's birthday. Join me in singing Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cypher. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, you gonna eat some of that?
I don't like the way he's looking at my cake.
I don't like the way he's looking at you. It's like he's going to eat you up in the lobby in just a moment. Cypher, okay. So, before we let you go, Cypher, the birthday wish, you got the cake, but now are you going to get the limbs and head up that leaderboard?
Absolutely. It's game time. You got to show them that Unk still got it.
Awesome. Well, we are going to head over to Jakarta right now while I celebrate with the birthday boy.
Thank you, Frankie. Look, you're talking about Unks, you're talking about icons. There is a lot of icons competing here today, and I found
This
myself
kid.
an icon as well. You might have seen him in the past Pro-Ams, the 2018 Pro-Am, the 2019 World Cup, all of the skirmishes. I am talking of none other than Golden Boy. Golden Boy, how are you feeling?
It's a pleasure to be here. Massive shout out to USC. What an incredible event this is. And it's honestly just wild to see the Fortnite Pro-Am back. I remember commentating the very first Pro-Am way back in the day. And man, I can tell you, it has definitely come a long way. It's been incredible to see how far this game has come.
I love to hear it. I love the excitement. Now, you've watched the pre-show. You've watched all 3 matches so far. We've got creators. We've got pros. I want to know, is there a specific creator that maybe surprised you a little bit on how well they've been playing?
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know. Can we call him a creator? Stable Ronaldo? You know, I mean, I think he definitely has a little bit of that juice. But no, honestly, it's been great to see all the competitors. My boy, Cypher PK, because it's his birthday.
Yeah.
In many of his events. So huge birthday wishes to him. And also to my boy, Courage JD, because that dude has been a thorn in my side for years. So massive shout out to you, Courage. I love you, buddy. But seriously, it's really cool to see all these creators come out for this.
I love it. Look, you're shouting out a lot of the OGs. You're familiar with the OGs. Now, are you going to put Cypher PK as your prediction? If you have to predict who is going to stay up on top in these next 3 matches, give me a duo.
Clicks.
Oh, man.
Clicks and
Look,
Lacey.
I got to go with Clicks after what we just saw earlier. Absolute God tier
My
performance out of
man,
him.
my
But you
man.
know what, man? I really want to see a little bit more out of Nick A30 and what was the new guy? Was it his name?
Queasy Nick A30?
There it is. That's the duo I'm looking out for as well. I'm trying to see them get that victory royale, and I think they're going to do it after this next game.
I love it. You got to put some respect on Queasy's name, the GOAT IGL of Fortnite competitive. I am loving the action so far. You're loving the action. That is a solid prediction. Any last words before we go back to the desk?
Oh, man, you know, just I was there for one of the first Fortnite
This
events
guy,
ever done
Dania.
right here in LA. It's
This
incredible
guy,
to
the
see how
hot dog
far
doing.
this game has come.
Pan the camera away
I think
from
it
him.
goes without saying, the community that's come out for this and it's really shown the passion and the love. Like, keep doing that. Keep enjoying stuff. It's important to enjoy things, cheer for the things you love, and have a good time out there. This is really, really a fun time, and shout out to Epic for putting this on.
I love it. I wouldn't expect anything less from the icon himself, Golden Boy. Thank you so much, Zeke. You know what to do.
Shout out the OG Golden Boy. That's where Booga came from, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Golden Boy was just an absolute legend. Thanks for doing that for us, buddy. We appreciate that. And of course, shout out to Cypher PK. Happy birthday. If you
Happy
haven't
birthday.
already,
I didn't even know it was
go and
birthday,
give him a
chat.
Happy birthday.
Just found
Give him,
out.
however you want to do it. Just make sure you say happy birthday. All right. We're kind of getting closer, okay? Closer and closer.
Happy
to keeping
birthday,
back up the
Cypher.
competition.
Fuck, that was so
Players
gay.
are having some time to kind of take a step back and collect themselves for the last 3 games. Why don't we take a look at kind of our standings and remind ourselves kind of what's transpiring. Because, man, these games have provided so much chaos. And, you know, if you told me, hey, after game number 3, Kanata and Stable Ronaldo would be in first place, I'd be like, bro, what are you talking about? There's so many different names. Why them? And my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a little bit of a slow start, maybe a little bit of a sleeper start out of the duo, right? I was kind of watching them in some of the games. Stable Ronaldo getting, like, knocked. 6 zone that one game, and then all of a sudden, game number 3, that's where they kind of found their stride, the low ground. They found their zone. Shout out to Kanata for that one. But yeah, I mean, it's no surprise here, honestly. Like, I think everybody kind of coming into the competition, you've got an FNCS winner paired up with an FNCS winner. I mean, come on, what
else do you want?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people say that if you look at Fortnite from 5-6 years ago, it is a vastly different game, especially the competitive side of things. But still, being able to have that competitive mindset, understand what your priorities need to be, and also be able to synergize and communicate with your IGL is very important. I think that's what Stable Ronaldo brings, where maybe a few other content creators fall a little short, is that he understands what it means to be a duo, what it means to be in a team and work together.
Yeah.
I love it. We've done something special. We've got some stats from the first 3 games. Let's take a look and kind of see, are there any front runners leading any of these stats?
Most elims is Peterbot and Alex.
It seems to be eating up quite a bit of these stats.
So I read the first one right.
Most damage, Peterbot. Best damage ratio, Peterbot. Most builds, Peterbot.
Most damage done, best damage ratio, most builds, most eliminations.
1,400 builds.
Yeah, this is why he was finding himself toward the top of predictions.
He's also going down around 8th, 7th place. And a lot of those eliminations are kind of earned towards the end game. So for the fact that he has the most damage, the most builds, and the most eliminations, while still not placing that very high, just shows how much of a powerhouse he is.
As somebody who pretty much gets to watch Peterbot on a daily, and I love doing so, I'm kind of afraid to say we still haven't seen that Peterbot-esque performance, right? I'm talking about one of those end games where 7 eliminations, you blink and all of a sudden he gets them.
Well, I mean, Peterbot, you know, a completely incredible player in the standard Battle Royale mode that we're used to, and he has just perfected that. He's played everything with it, and I'm wondering, actually, if with it being reload mode, that it's not necessarily facilitating the kind of end game that Peterbot is used to.
I feel like he should be pretty comfortable. I mean, we're kind of getting to the end game pretty consistently, right? Every single time we kind of tune into him, he's picking up those refreshes. He's got a grapple gun to work with. It looks like he should be comfortable.
Something that we always say about Peterbot is how he conditions the rest of the lobby.
Yeah.
And I think that this lobby is unconditionable because they are just so chaotic and they kind of just don't care. To quote David, I don't care is what they're saying to Peterbot.
I like that, but I think there's a point to that, right? Because obviously the fact that you have all of these different things. There's so much chaos, shocks, and people kind of landing back down. You're like, I just eliminated you. Wait, stop. Don't come back. Don't come back. Like, there's so many different things, and I think there is, because I agree. Normally with Peterbot, we're used to seeing like, oh no, there's 20 duos left alive. It's Peterbot, and then suddenly like, wait, Peterbot won and picked up like 11 eliminations. What just happened? Now, what about creators, right? Who has shown up as the best creator on the day? Well, it's actually Zemi who is looking the strongest right now.
No surprise at all, man.
I don't think any of us are really surprised to hear and or say that. I mean,
damage ratio 1.24, damage done 1,292, eliminations 5. Not bad.
Right there, we were kind of talking Zemi. For anybody who doesn't know anything about Zemi, pretty much taking over the zero build scene. He's considered one of the best players in that game mode. Coming over to the Pro-Am, obviously, yeah, you got to build a little bit, but the aim should be there. He knows how to kind of use all of these weapons. And I was actually talking to Zemi, right? Cooper was kind of gassing him up. He was like, dude, his aim is just like so good. And I was like, well, yeah, because in zero build, you used to people kind of like shockwaving around, all of the movement that kind of gets added to zero build. Sometimes you just got to hit those shots of players flying through the sky. He's used to that.
I agree.
People flying through the sky.
He's literally doing those aim trainer maps that we see, but it's just in zero build. But again, you know, he understands competition. He's entered competitions himself and then joined by Cooper.
Nate Hill has done the most damage.
Numbers, Nate Hill, if we're going to talk about a dark horse, Nate Hill is definitely one of them with 1,500 damage.
Well, yeah, a lot of that's actually got to be from last game, right? We saw him. I kind of talked about it a little bit, gave him a little bit of a shout out for pushing back Alex. And I mean, if we're just looking at it on paper, it's like, whoa, like Nate Hill should not be able to push back Alex. I mean, Alex has been playing the game. He's an FNCS
Nate Hill,
champion.
though, like, what?
Nate Hill, yeah, he's still kind of playing Fortnite, but he hasn't really considered himself or, you know, jumped into the competitions in a very long time. But to kind of see him do something like that and the show on the damage zone leaderboard, really, really cool to see.
I even saw Somerset up there, right? Like,
to be fair,
we're putting up some damage numbers here. It is so absolutely amazing. Now, we actually have an interview lined up. Let's check in with Clix and Lacey.
We have to check in with Clix and Lacey because they're 4th place on the leaderboard at the moment, but there's only 11 points separating them from Ron and Canada at the top. Clix, what happened in that last game?
You know, there's a bush in front of us, and unfortunately, they had a mammoth pistol and hit a headshot on Lacey, so he got hit 170. Not a good look. It was hard, but you really can't come back when zone's that far, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, Thomas and Somerset, they're going to do that to you once they get the mammoth in their hands. Lacey, what's the strategy going forward?
I'm landing on Somerset. She out the air the entire game.
Well, maybe Somerset's listening to this and she's going to be ready for you. It's a W key situation, though, isn't it, Clix? It's anyone's game. All you need is one good game and you can dominate the top again.
Yeah, I mean, these next 3 games are going to be really aggressive, so it's about just staying on par with the aggressiveness and trying to get many kills as possible.
And what's it like knowing that the crowd is on your side?
they're always on our side. You just gotta love the crowd. You love
W
the clickers,
clicks, W clicks,
Yeah, I mean, you got used to them
clicks.
being on your side, but you never take it for granted, right?
Never take it for granted. Super grateful for them.
And what's it like for you, Lacey? Obviously, the former pro player, now in front of the crowd again. Are you loving what you're hearing?
Yeah, you know, as a former professional player,
My
He's got like
God.
$5,000 to his name. That's a former professional player.
current professional player. You know, it's fun. It's
Carl.
my first LAN. The adrenaline up there on the stage, it's a lot of fun hearing the crowd and seeing everybody
Bucky,
cheer us on.
Okius.
So maybe Major 3, Clix might make some changes to his very successful trio.
But they
bring you in.
can't because they call globals.
No,
They
he
can't.
might have to drop Iamzo. Need a new fragger?
He would literally physically weigh down our team. Like it's not worth it.
That's such a
On
shame,
the
but you know
live
what?
stream?
We got a game. We got to go.
Let's call this the last chance to head back to the desk. I need to sort this situation out.
God damn, bro. What the fuck?
Wow.
Bro, what
That is
the
crazy.
fuck?
There's the engagement farm we were looking for.
There it is. There it
Allié.
is. Obviously, you know
Allié.
that they're excited. Obviously, that's again, that's a character. That's being characters. That's them being characters. What did you say? Oh, it has to do with the VOD review. Okay.
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna be honest.
Where's
You
he
talk about
muted?
excitement, and we just saw Clix and Lacey backstage. A lot of people are coming to the stage right now. I'm guessing that they might get a little bit more excited in the audience when we do see Clix and Lacey come out. But I just love to hear from Golden Boy that Clix really surprised him, and I think you know, a lot of people kind of just, for whatever reason, see Clix as a content creator first and then a pro player second, but
How?
he has just brought so much to the table in Fortnite competitive over these last years.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of the stats. I mean, you know me. I love stats. It makes things very, very simple. Peterbot leading the charge right
2.87,
now.
4,783,
Almost
13.
5K damage done. Look at the eliminations and, of course, the current place. But again, Kelly, you kind of called out. Yeah, they're kind of hitting these good stats, but that placement isn't there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, again, goes down to their game style is going for these like early game aggressions and then translating that into this end game. And I just think that typically we kind of can see them go for low ground aggression and then go for the high ground right when the moment's right, but they haven't been able to find that right moment. Peterbot, obviously with Aussie Antics, just seems to be struggling a little bit in that end game there, Vivid, but I think that there is definitely a possibility in these last 3 games for them to recover.
Yeah, I mean, no surprise that we see
Oh,
Peterbot kind of
Lucifer.
at the top of, you know, being that quote-unquote best player right there. He just always does so good. It's pretty much like that sole reason why he was, you know, finding themselves towards the top of some of these prediction leaderboards.
Yeah. Hey, Lucifer, what are you doing? Did you want to come over? Did you want to come over and say something? Did you want to?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you want to hear? Why don't you throw this headset on?
Audio cut
Now
out.
casting him in.
Oh, okay.
We welcome you. Thank you,
doing
Lucifer,
good.
for joining us.
We're doing good. He's doing so well.
Yeah, he's doing good,
isn't he?
right?
Popping off with the. I think he has the most elims alongside Peterbot.
Yeah,
Am
he
I
does.
right?
Yeah, tie.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right, let's go.
So what did you guys talk about
The
during a
recasting.
little bit of a break there?
About, you know, continuing to get the most elims. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like placement's cool, winning is cool, but like elims are fun though.
Is there a player that you're looking to eliminate in particular, though?
Me personally?
Yes.
Somerset. She's wearing my Thomas, yeah, so maybe I'll get a bit of revenge. Hopefully. Anyway, guys are doing great.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
gonna go.
All right, thank you, loser.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe Lucifer just came up to the stage. Oh my gosh, can you guys tell we are having so much fun
This is
right now?
actually
Oh my goodness.
class.
Let's take a look
What
at
the
the standings
fuck?
one last time before we jump back into the game. What a day. David and
Nada,
Alan, we're so
Seti,
cool.
Hooper, Lacey,
Again, reminder at the
Oside.
top, Kanata
Crazy
Ronaldo
top
after
5.
game number 3 again shocked us all. Just a crazy game. And now I got to ask, Viv, what do we think is going to change for the next 3 games?
I don't know. Is anything going to change, right? We've only seen one duo kind of willing to change up in the early game, Peterbot and Aussie, right? Switching up their drop spot. Maybe they're kind of going to
Vino
do something like that
Lala?
again. We just heard from Lucifer that they're kind of expecting to continue
Cypher
to
last
kind of go
1
for the most
point.
eliminations. I'd love to see Veno and Reddish kind of enter the conversation, right? 11th place. Haven't seen a lot from them.
Yeah, we've seen Veno in the end game as a solo a few times, so being able to just kind of have Reddish there probably, you know, as an opportunity to be a support would really change up their end game there. But for me, what I think we're going to see in game 1, we saw a lot of shockwaves. We saw a lot of shockwaves in the end game, and then games 2 and 3, it was a little bit less. I think in these next few games, these end games, especially with the mobility items, are going to be shaking up that high ground a lot.
I'm curious, will Loser Fruit get the elimination onto Lachlan? The single desire she seeks, the single elimination, will we make that happen? Speaking of course, of other conversations, could we see Thomas HD and Somerset get a victory royale? I mean,
Why?
we're talking her up.
I mean, will we? I think we definitely can. I think Thomas HD and Somerset, we saw Somerset on the leaderboard there for creators when it comes to damage done, so they're obviously playing pretty well. I would be curious to kind of see the leaderboard for damage done amongst the pros, because I would be not surprised if Thomas HD kind of found himself
Yeah,
there.
it's a bit tired
So, I mean, they're
now.
doing good in that department. They just got to kind of find themselves to the end game, kind of stick together as a duo.
Yeah, definitely going for that kind of early game aggression stat instead. But you know, Zeke, I just want some more Fortnite. That's what I'm here for. I think that's what everyone else is here for as well.
I think you guys want more games of Fortnite, right? Are you guys ready?
Yeah. I can't really shout
Thanks to the
that.
game.
No, I can't really shout.
Look, we've had enough of a break. The players have all had an opportunity now to revisit some of those
Let's
first three
go.
strategies, Jacob, and the revisions have got to come through heavy because some of these teams outside that top 10 leaderboard, you know they're going to be looking to overtake.
Yeah, no, during that break, I got a chance to chat not only with some of those players, but with some of the spectators as well, and it's been an agreement. This has to be one of the most fun tournaments that we have seen in a long time. The action for the first 3 games were absolutely impeccable, and I expect it to heat up even more, because even Cypher PK in one of those interviews said our game plan probably get more aggressive.
It's definitely a sea of Dream and Merge and Xset out there. So Clix, Lacey, they've got to continue trying
Come on,
to
come on,
deliver
Clix,
some
come
victory
on,
royale,
man.
see if they can hold on
Can't get
to
fourth. You
that
can't get
position.
fourth.
But we've
You
got Game
cannot get
4
fourth.
unlocked and ready to go.
This is it, the true halfway point of the 2025 FNCS Pro-Am competition, and where you're at on the leaderboard, I feel like dictates how you get to play. In the top 5, business as usual. Anywhere down below, if you're looking for that #1 spot and to be able to hoist that trophy, you might have to get.
Where's Alex?
Some things are not going to change as Alex
Ooh.
opening up with a big elimination.
Why is he here?
Loser Fruit said, hey, just keep hunting them down, and he sure is delivering right now, but Faxity, he's going to find the most shield currently at Dirty Dogs. Semi kind of hesitating for a moment. Didn't want to take that mammoth pistol shot. Didn't feel like he was going to be able to actually close that gap. Cooper might actually be looking to take the charge though onto Fax.
Just kind of taking their time, feeling things out. They don't want to go ahead and make any decisions that they're going to regret later on.
Okay.
You've got to imagine you take that shot, you annoy them, something you do to Peterbot, and then he kind of hunts you down the rest of that game. Is Alex able to get that first elimination and kind of
Zammy's still super dead? Why is he?
Out of the map, the dust has settled just a little bit until somebody makes a mistake.
Golden Flakes just seem like they can't catch a break though. If it's not Faxity and Reason, if it's not Zemi and Cooper, now they got to worry about Oshi with Alex and Loser Fruit, and another team that the desk kind of called out. Hey, we'd like to see them enter.
What's this loadout, Lacey? Ooh, Peterbot.
Peterbot
To TG.
completely taken down out of nowhere. Typical Gamer and Booga. They just got
To TG is crazy.
to come to them.
Oh, and that is a big loss. Not just the point that they give on over, but the Chug Jug and the legendary Slurp going on over to Typical Gamer. And it's Typical Gamer himself.
The shot.
Peterbot.
Oh, you know Pete's mad. You know Pete's not gonna let that slide.
Savage.
Booga, Typical Gamer, y'all better watch your backs, because if Pete gets onto the playing floor, it's going to be disastrous. But Mr. Savage, absolute catastrophe for him too. Koyota, Captain Shota, they're opening up big swings here. One elimination onto Savage now means that the exposure is so detrimental here. If Savage doesn't get a chance to actually touch base.
Yeah, especially since he just rebooted right in front.
Alex jumping again.
Be nearby, focusing on that one. Alex goes down.
Wait, he takes-
Great
oh,
shot by
the trade,
Moxie.
trade,
It's gonna be
trade.
a trade, but Alex getting taken down by the storm. Cypher PK being the hero, making sure that they get the revive. They don't want to waste any time.
They got
sending
2 points on the
Moxie
leaderboard.
reboot, and they do get to keep their loot. A great heads-up play by Cypher PK, closing in on that.
It's exactly what they needed. Alex, on the other hand, probably wishing that this exchange wouldn't have been so even. Good backup, though. from Cypher. Same time.
Lachlan again jumping like bro.
They found
Look at him.
yet again, and they want more, but
Now they're taking out
Lachlan, they're on the
Lucky.
run. It's Lacey. Actually, no,
Yeah.
cancel that. Lucky. I'm so sorry.
No, don't
Lacey.
worry. You know that story about Lacey and Lachlan in the code. That's not the first person to make a little bit of a hiccup there, but they just
Oh,
know
Savage.
and Lachlan
Buttons
have
for
been
his
running around.
life.
They're just on the hunt constantly. But now Savage is moving in towards Steamy Stats, and he's hoping with more and more teams over on this north side of the map that this could be a chance for them to get back up. But Benno with the all-seeing eye know that he's a solo, and he's immediately going on the hunt. Waiting for that perfect moment. Savage knows he can't glide up. That would leave him open to getting taken down, but Benno's going to go ahead and seal that deal anyway.
It's just so unfair. Savage has no shield. And Benno not going to waste any time, but this could
No
be
way,
the
Lachlan.
problem. Savage being out. Lachlan's got to buy time now, but Somerset just
Alright, Savage is back. But
barely managing to stay up long enough for Savage to be brought back in, but now the question is, will he be able to do the same favor for his duo, because Somerset and Thomas are keying
Savage is
heavily.
dead. No.
Coyote, Captain Shota is there as well. They were the ones that originally taken down Savage and Lachlan as a part of their game plan. Thomas
Nazo and Ali A.
advantage, but first place right now,
Ooh.
taking down Ali A. Kanata and Stable Ronaldo getting busy here in the early
Okay,
game.
okay,
and they
okay,
have
okay.
access
Nikov
to
dead?
different supply drops on the right side of the map if they want to venture towards the north.
Kanata and Ronaldo seem like they're really starting to find their rhythm here, Jacob.
Yeah.
And if somebody's not going to force them to come to a bit of a stoppage, they might just start building a couple points too many for some of these other teams to really keep up with. But Mongrel, Allier, right now, the trouble is both in front and behind them. They're just looking for any sort of a breath of fresh air, but the lobby is just continuing to close in. It's a mayday situation
They're
here
gonna
for Mongrel.
bully Ali again, bro.
And I'm not sure he's
No
gonna be
way
left
they're gonna
standing for
bully
much
Ali
longer.
again.
In the mini-map alone, there's about 5 teams, so it's not going to be easy for Ali A to get back up into this game. Especially since he's just going to get rebooted over and over again right above Mongo.
Triple Gamer and Booga, the only team has
They were
to
the ones that got
thank
that
the battle.
initial elimination on the
What a
Peterbot
weird
over towards
start.
Slurpee that was able to get
The
him a
only
good
2
amount
teams
of
to
loot
bank
to
the
take this
to
far
bank the
into
bus
end game, and
driver.
Ali A gets picked off yet again by Peterbot.
Peterbot.
Hey, if
Peterbot.
anybody is going to be a second half player in this tournament, it's got to be him, right?
Feel bad for Booga though. He just got robbed a little bit there by Pete. Did all the heavy lifting.
Feel bad for Ali,
Landing that
bro.
body shot with the Mammoth pistol just for the single tag to credit that elimination towards Peterbot. And Pete, 0 complaints. Probably happy
Yeah,
that
he stole
Booga
that.
was able to still
Steal the
set him up
kill.
indirectly. Zemi Cooper kind of just taking a moment though. They've got space,
Yeah.
they've got time to work with, plenty of material, really solid loadouts, mobility, chug jugs, splashes. This is practically everything you could ask for.
Especially with the
That
zones
is
opening in their
stacked.
favor,
What?
all the way towards the north, all the way behind them to the east. They know it's in zone, and they know the chances of teams being back there is relatively low.
Oh,
necessarily
not
impossible
again.
as Peterbot. No, this is not the same replay we've seen. This is just Peterbot
Oh,
bullying Ali A. He said,
not
"You know what, Z?
again.
I don't care what
Oh,
you
he's
got
dead
going."
again. Oh.
Goodness, this is sickening. Peterbot, let Allier land,
He's
man.
laughing
This
like,
guy, it just gets nothing except
no.
a constant
Hey, Radish is
replay
dead.
cycle, Jacob. The lobby is only allowing him to exist to farm elim points off of.
It's like poking the bear. You poke Peterbot one too many times, you land near his drop spot.
Look at everybody
And
shooting
then
at him,
Peterbot again. He has 5 eliminations. I believe 4 of them are
Bruh.
just farming Ali A out of the sky. I feel so bad, but it really just means that Mongrel down below, even though he doesn't want to have to push up, I feel like he almost has to do something to cause a distraction.
And this is not very wholesome for Ali A,
Yeah.
man. This is
Feel
brutal
bad.
work by the lobby. Peterbot and Aussie. The punching bag that's been established in the sky. Aussie maybe keeping tabs though on the next loot crate. Jacob, Cammy, they could be looking like they want to actually steal this one.
He's gonna
for
steal
themselves.
again.
But look at Cold and Courage. They're also making their way in.
Oh no.
We got
Bro.
take it over. No, if you go somewhere else, the other side of the map, please. I can't keep watching.
Ali
this
leads of all
highlight
playing
reel
Nikos.
of Ali
That's cool.
being eliminated.
Ali leads all players in YouTube subscribers 19%. He's even laughing. He's even laughing, the smug bastard.
Damage along with Ozzy, and they have their plan set forward. Then you got
Ooh,
one team on
Vino's
one side
low.
of the map with Peterbot calm as can be. On the other side, deep in the zone, 1v1, Thomas versus
Vino,
A battle of the
ooh.
ages for EU. He's gonna
Yeah.
shockwave into the box, cause chaos, but Veno's gonna see that one coming. Quickly Bill trying to defend himself. Thomas not falling off just yet. Misses that opportunity by not firing the shot. That's gonna allow for Veno to stay alive just a little bit longer.
The Radish is...
Gotta keep an eye on her as well. She might be able to actually help out Thomas HD
Yeah.
here, and Veno still under so much
Ooh.
pressure. Thomas does have
This is a good fight. Hold on.
and he's going to have to opt for the Chug Jug. But Veno doesn't have any whites. He manages to just barely find a handful of bandages inside of Steamy Sacks, but Thomas, he's putting on so much pressure. He doesn't want to let Veno get any kind of healing off.
Yeah.
Sure enough, Veno, he just had the clock working against him.
Yeah, eventually Thomas knew he has to pop the bandage or fight back, and if he fights back, he's going down either way. Luckily for Veno, though, Reddish is going to be there on the outskirts, not necessarily getting contested yet. For Coyote, Captain
They
Shota,
team
they're
down
gonna be
is
on top of the
not even
Steamy Stacks. They know they can
Savage,
use that
yeah.
to rotate forward,
The
save
team down
the
is
shockwave,
Savage.
the grapples, and the crash pads for later, but they're just waiting to hunt this team down.
Wait, I don't know if Thomas is aware of the fact that those two are even up on top of Steamy Stacks. Luckily, though, they're going to make their departure before they decide
Was he dead?
to introduce themselves to someone.
Ali's still getting bullied. Yeah.
Still trouble brewing on the horizon here for Shota and Coyote. A couple of shots being sent their way, a few strays. Peterbot, no Aussie in sight, but Peterbot's applying so much pressure
Zammy
on
dead?
Lakes and gone, and there's another team just ahead of the other side of those walls. Peterbot is a solo. Aussie gonna manage to tag team, but it's Aussie and Ali A just fighting for their lives to try and land here.
That's A-okay.
He gets it though. Yeah, he gets it. I mean, Ali is alive. Look at him. Stunning. Fuck. Is it broken? Okay, good.
Try and land here.
Oh, why is it delayed?
Fighting for their lives to try and land here.
What's your mats?
Yeah.
There again, in there. Low. Fuck. What's your mats?
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Three,
shit.
4.5, 5.
Nice, put me brick. I'm good. I'm 3, 2, 4.
It's good.
What's your heals?
1 slurp, 1 chug jug.
Go. 6 splash.
Yeah, we're not jumping, by the way. We're just going down the bridge.
Yeah.
We're trying to snipe the team first, though.
Wait, wait, they do this?
Under the bridge, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not there on me. I'm in wood. Oh, dude, I'm just gonna get lobby now. I've got...
Here, running in a cold. Where's Courage at?
It's all of them, apparently.
Yeah, I know, I hear it. Yeah.
It's Fortnite.
What?
You're looking at Yusuf.
Bro's already back here. He's so bored.
Hey, where's the Fortnite? Where's Fortnite, chat? Where's the Fortnite channel?
What? Alright. Nothing. Hold my wall behind me. Ready? Come. Ready? Go. All the way down. Look, with me?
Right with you.
Nice,
In your
good
box.
shit. Alright. Come, bombing ready? Real quick. Yeah, jump me metal. Jump me up.
The live stream ended? Oh. No. Just watching clicks then.
Non, c'est bon.
J'ai pris des bugs après. C'est bon.
Ok, c'est bon.
Oh, je suis là.
C'est bon. Non! Oh, frère, les gars. Je crois que
It's crashed. Everything's crashed.
Yeah,
What?
I'm literally on you. I'm literally...
Oh. Everybody's crashed. No, man.
You have no core. My little cousin's in there, bro. My little sister.
Yo, what?
So basically, after this, Fortnite servers, basically everything plus the live stream plus all the games, apparently they just got shut down. Like there was a power cut. So basically it took them like half an hour to run back over, and by the time they got servers back up, I had to go to bed. So I didn't finish watching it on stream, but here is who won. Shout out Peterbot and Ozantics. Ozantics put an OC on the map, even though I'm not there. But yeah, sorry I couldn't get the whole footage for the other half of the games, but I had to go off because it really late, so you guys understand.